beat us.
Welcome to part 2 of the Sons of Serizawa podcast New Year's Christmas special two-parter. Joining me as they were last time, David Joshua Hernandez, a.k.a. Gorzard. Also joining me, Adam Noyce.
Hello, insects of YouTube.
Dylan McCandless.
Mighty Clitoris.
And Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
Rocket Punch 2015.
Alright, kids, so welcome to part 2, the New Year special.
Dylan,
now, as we did last
the
year...
Mighty Clitoris needs to be your slogan.
That's the episode title.
The Mighty Clitoris.
The Mighty
The Mighty...
Dun, dun, dun.
I hate to know what the title card is for that one.
It's just... Andres, it's just that scene from South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, when Stan finally finds the clitoris.
Sky, clitoris.
You just gotta find the clitoris, children!
So this is part 2, the New Year's special. And we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did last year this year, and we're gonna do a retrospective of 2014 as we did for 2013. By the way, before we get into it, I cannot believe 2014 is over.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year went by really fucking quick.
I mean, it only feels like just yesterday we were all just gushing over how amazingly awesome Pacific Rim was and how we were all going to look forward to Godzilla 14.
Oh my god, yeah.
The biggest thing is that we live now in a world where I own Godzilla 2014 on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
That's the weird world that we live in now.
And we now live in a world where that big announcement is happening. Not the announcement itself, but the thing that we're announcing is happening.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Well, it is really funny because I was recently listening to all the World War Gs because I was doing stuff and I wanted something to listen to, so I listened to all the old World War Gs. And I'm like, my God, I've come a long way since then. We all have come a long way since then, yeah.
Well, I've certainly come a long way. I actually came into existence.
Yeah, Andres didn't exist, motherfuckers. He wasn't around.
He wasn't even there.
Oh my god, Bill, do you remember ZGC monthly reviews?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Those are the two shows that led to SOS, is EGC and World War G.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't be here without those two shows.
You go rhyming again, man.
Here we are, almost in our second year, or almost in our third year of operation. I mean, we've operated in 2013, all of 2014, and then we're going to start in 2015. I mean, it's crazy. This, I think, is the longest running show we've ever done.
Woo!
So, congratulations, guys, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for fucking up my life royally, everybody.
You're welcome, Adam.
And thanks for allowing me to expose my dark side to the internet.
I know, right?
Thank you.
David, can you believe how long we've known each other? I mean, you and Adam both. I mean, we've known each other since 2011, right?
We've known each other, yeah.
I remember when Adam was extremely skeptical of Godzilla 2014.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we all were in our way, but
I remember a time when they announced that one writer was attached to do a polish to Godzilla 2014, and Adam started panicking, saying, "This is not a Marvel movie!"
Was it David Goyer?
No, it was Drew Pierce.
Oh, the Iron Man 3
I'm surprised
guy.
he didn't flip shit when David Goyer was announced.
No. What gave me? I remember exactly what gave me hope in the script again, and that was when I heard that Frank Darabont was polishing it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, is David Goyer even credited? No, right?
I don't think he was.
No, because he left the project, didn't he?
No. The only writer credited is Max Borenstein, but
Frank Darabont's
all of the contributions from David Callahan, David Goyer, Drew Pierce, and Frank Darabont are still there.
Right.
What Frank Darabont did was called script doctoring. He didn't actually write any complete portion of the script. He just focused on the characters. He only focused on Cranston's character.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote the scene that I read.
In my opinion, the best character in the movie too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the scene that he had the most direct power over was the scene where Bryan Cranston's wife dies, and that is one of the best scenes in the movie.
It really is. I mean, it's
a fantastic scene.
Yeah.
It made Quentin Tarantino cry.
It did. But anyway, we'll do kind of New Year's like retrospect, like personal stuff at the end. So let's just jump into the actual, pop culture and history retrospective of 2014. So I turn that over to you, Andres, with the 2014 SOS retrospective.
Andres gets real again.
Okay.
Andres
Part
is about to
two.
get super real.
So,
all right, Andres, go ahead.
I know that with last year, I kind of we certainly had a couple of people that sadly passed away during 2013.
Well, hang on. I should have asked this first. Are you going to go in order of when things happened, or are you going to do things in kind of a random, however, like presenting?
Well, I'm going to go over all the people who passed away as their own section right now, just so we can get that sad part out of the way, because I know it was kind of depressing having to say, that guy died. Oh, yeah, that guy died. Oh, no, that person died. So let's
knock it out all in one go.
Yeah, okay.
Good idea. Let's do that.
All right. So first up is on the what did Hollywood Babylon call it?
Tinseltown Stiffs.
Yeah, Tinseltown Stiffs. They will be missed. All right. So first up is James Avery, died on December 31st, 2013, right on the cusp of this year at the age of 68.
We mentioned that big time on the following episode of SOS.
Yeah. Next up is Philip Seymour Hoffman, February 2nd, 2014, died at the age of 46.
It felt so weird on my end because when everyone was crying about Robin Williams, and God, please don't take this as I didn't cry at all during Robin Williams' death. No. But I mean, like, when I found out that Philip Seymour Hoffman passed away, I wrote a character in my Godzilla saga based off of Philip Seymour Hoffman, like based off that kind of attitude that he always has in his films. When I heard he died, like, I was legitimately like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, that was really fucking weird.
I remember a friend of mine, he let me borrow this movie that he had, that he recommended. It was called Happiness, that also had Philip Seymour Hoffman. And it was kind of like, oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah, it was a lot of weird. I mean, it's always weird when a major celebrity dies, of course, but it's just like, wow, that guy passed away. And I think it's especially part of it is we're all getting older, and actors who we grew up with are now passing away.
Makes you realize that we're all gonna die, you guys.
We're gonna fucking die.
Oh,
One day we're gonna be recording SOS, and suddenly you're just gonna hear me go.
There's an asteroid the size of. Guys, there could be an asteroid the size of Montana on its way.
And
like,
it's going to
we'll
open
be with you guys live until the end.
Indeed.
It's going to be like kind of like the War of the Worlds recording. We'll be here reporting as much as we can.
That should be our big April Fool's joke.
Yes, exactly. We'll try and recreate that. But just to get back to the series for a second, I mean, one of the saddest celebrity deaths of 2014, to be sure, was Philip Seymour Hoffman. Really, just a really sad, sad story.
A good actor. He really fucking was a good actor.
Yeah. He was fantastic.
He played. My favorite role he ever played was Capote, from the film Capote. He did such a good job in that film. Absolutely beautiful job. But I also loved
Charlie Wilson's War. He was good in.
Yeah, like he's a really good, what I'd like to call, supporting actor.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like he's not like Capote was a real large exception. But, it's like mainly like the stuff like look at him in fucking The Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
he is so hilarious in The Big Lebowski, and he's only in like 3 scenes, and you remember him, and
he was really good at the ranting too, the getting mad, kind of like really like not yelling, but like I don't know. He was really good. He was really good at expressing anger and frustration and disappointment, and he was just a really good, strong presence on screen. And it really, really sucks that he's gone.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I'm gonna go cut myself.
Moving on, another person who also passed away was Shirley Temple, who passed away on February 10th, 2014, at the age of 85.
That was really weird. Like, I was like,
She's
to
still
be
alive?
honest,
Yeah.
to be honest, that's what I asked. I was like, is she?
Yeah, I had the same reaction. I was like, she's still alive?
Well, I mean,
But she got really famous really young, though, is the reason why.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say she was like one of the last like surviving actors from like that early golden age of Hollywood?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but that's the reason why.
Yeah.
She was so young, so she was one of the last ones. I mean, who else is still around? I mean, I can't even really think of many. Like Mickey Rooney died this year too, last year.
Oh yeah, Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney was somebody who actually helped Shirley Temple a lot.
Yep.
So it's like, oh fuck, you know.
Is he on your list, Andres?
Yep, Mickey Rooney passed away on April 6th, 2014, at the age of 93.
Another really, really long career.
Now, you know, there's a couple of things. I will always know Mickey Rooney personally as Santa Claus and a lot of the Rankin Bass things. Tie this back into the thing. Yeah. I mean, for me, he is like the voice of Santa Claus.
Yep.
Like every time, like if whenever I picture what Santa Claus would sound like, I picture Mickey Rooney. Like,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Some kids picture Tim Allen.
Not one of them.
Fuck you, go fuck yourself.
I mean, just to try and bring some sense of levity to this. I mean, he also played that horrible racial stereotype in Big Buck
That was
Teeth.
a good idea.
Yeah, that movie. When did that movie come out? Like in the '60s, right?
You gotta love some good old wholesome golden age of cinema family racism.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
When you
what
watch
were you guys? What was the movie you guys just said? You cut out for a second. I'm sorry.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, okay. Oh God.
Yeah.
Almost as racist as John Wayne being.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan. Oh my.
Probably worse though. Probably worse, just because of how oh yeah, you like that breakfast, don't you, Tiffany? I don't know. I've never seen the movie.
Is the movie?
I assume that was a line in the movie. You like that breakfast, don't you, Tiffany?
Is the movie even about eating breakfast?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Maybe the title's ironic, and it takes place at the end of the day, where it's like lunch or breakfast, dinner, whatever.
Because they have a late brunch.
I'd like to think that it's like an older, classier version of The Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Let's see. So moving on, we have Harold Ramis, who passed away on February 24th at the age of 69. The writer-director of such films such as Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation, Groundhog's Day, and National Lampoon's Animal House. And of course, he was known for Egon Spengler in Ghostbusters.
I remember seeing, and this is when it actually drove it home for me, because, you know, I love Ghostbusters, but I'm not like a huge fanboy like you guys are. I'm not. And I'm not saying that as an insult at all. I remember it really drove that he died home to me, because I am a huge fan of Caddyshack. And there's a picture of all the three remaining Ghostbusters standing in front of a ghost of him.
Mm-hmm.
And they were waving goodbye.
Yeah, and he was going trapped. I was about to bring that up. Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember that picture, and that was when it hit home. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, you guys remember all that, like, really sad fan art that came out right after?
There was a ton of it,
yeah.
Like, one, like, he was going into one of the ghost traps or something. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
Another with the character of Janine holding his glasses.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
There was one of his locker just with the stuff hanging up.
Or another one with him and Slimer walking up the gates of heaven.
Yep, that was the one. Yep. It was another really weird one where I was like, God, Harold Ramis died? It was really like...
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture right now that I was talking about.
Yeah. Really, I saw an interview with him once where he was talking about Ghostbusters 3. Just a really smart, really charming, very candid guy. I mean, he was talking about how, I saw a trailer for G.I. Joe, and I was like, every movie looks the same to me nowadays, you know. Just very kind of candid, very intelligent guy. So...
and of course, he's directed like pretty much like an entire generation's worth of the greatest comedies ever, And these are the kind of movies that he worked on that people keep coming back to, year after year, and people always cite these as like the best of the best. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I just rewatched Groundhog's Day a couple weeks ago. That movie
The movie's so
really
good.
And
it's a really.
And this year, for my class on the history of comedies, I made a report, oral report and written report on Animal House, focusing on John Belushi. And
no,
so
that movie is fucking genius.
Yeah.
He's also a really powerful actor. I mean, he was in Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray. Just a really funny, very, very smart guy, and he really, it sucks that he's gone. I mean, it's just too young, 69. I mean,
yeah. I think my grandpa is 69. Yeah.
I mean, my grandmother's in her early 80s. It's too young.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from what I hear, his passing was somewhat of a blessing from what he was suffering.
So what did he have?
I think his organs were shutting down or something.
I'm gonna look this
I
up.
love how I just said that casually, you horrible person.
His organs were shutting down.
Very blasé.
I also heard a story, and this is kind of a touching thing, that he and Bill Murray had a falling out after some incident, and luckily, right before he passed away, Bill Murray came to his house and they kind of made amends and said their goodbyes, which is nice.
I'm so glad we still have Bill Murray.
I know.
So let's see. Moving on.
Hang on, look up what exactly happened to him. But you go ahead and.
Okay. Moving on, we had Bob Hoskins, who passed away on April 29th at the age of 71.
Oh, that fucked with me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, could you say who that was again? I'm so sorry, guys.
Bob Hoskins, he played Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, Bob Hoskins.
And he was Mario from Super Mario Brothers.
I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm not ashamed to admit this.
I'm totally
Bob
listening
Hoskins movie is Super Mario. I'm gonna admit that right now.
I'm gonna put up my playlist on my music section called Field Trip, and I'm gonna start listening to it while we're talking about this.
It was this little fan art of Roger Rabbit that really
that killed
God.
me.
Oh, God.
I know Bob Hoskins. Bob Hoskins played. I'm a huge fan of him. I love him, and he played in a movie called Zulu Dawn as a sergeant or something, who kind of takes in this kid and trains him. This kid is like a scrawny kid, and it's a subplot, but he takes in this this scrawny kid and makes him a soldier and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. A really great performance on Bob Hoskins' part. But I think hands down his best performance. It's really cliched, but his best performance is Eddie Valiant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I see Bob Hoskins and I picture him as Eddie Valiant. I see Absolutely. Eddie Valiant.
The only thing I can really say about Bob Hoskins is this. It's not working. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hate you, Dylan.
You're gonna make me cry, man.
Anyway.
Hal Ramis passed away of autoimmune inflammatory vasculitis.
Sounds painful.
That sounds
bad. Bob. I love.
Oh my God! He also played Shmee.
Oh yeah,
he did play Shmee.
He was totally awesome as Shmee.
With Dustin Hoffman and stuff. Dustin Hoffman was awesome as Captain Hook. He was not Christopher Walken.
If only Bob Hoskins had been around to play Shmee to Christopher Walken's Captain Hook.
No, thank God he wasn't in that ungrateful piece of shit.
It would have been better for having had him.
Where am I? Why am I in here?
He was really, really good.
Shmee.
Mario Brothers Company. Whatever. Let's.
You, Captain Hook, why do you look like a goddamn prostitute? Because me have bad knees. You know how I got bad knees? Sucking dick on the street corner.
Who is this guy?
They cut that out of the play.
Let's see. Moving on.
I'm trying to find that picture of him saying goodbye to Eddie Valiant.
Wait, didn't I? Wait, I just sent that. Didn't I send that link to you guys?
Just posted that link down there. I just looked at it.
No, he didn't. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I looked at it right before I played the sad music from
Hold
Who Framed
on.
Roger Rabbit.
Sorry.
Here it is again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong. I was still looking at Bill's thing.
I just added somebody to the call.
Oh.
by accident. God damn it, touchscreen!
Oh my god!
Like, no! I don't like change!
He's
Oh
a
my
new member of
God.
the SOS.
No!
He's Bane.
Hang on, I gotta
He's gonna look at his notifications later and be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god, guys, take it, guys. Look
Yeah.
at this picture. Look at it.
The one that I just
If
sent?
it would let me fucking paste.
Is
Oh.
it the one that? Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Going on a field trip.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God.
Oh man.
Yeah, but
It should have been Bugs Bunny, but
yeah, it should have been, but oh.
Yeah, Kermit wasn't in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
who the fuck drew this? And they didn't think to put fucking Bugs Bunny.
What the fuck? This is bullshit. The second
Oh,
the picture
you guys.
This picture is lies.
This is no longer sad. This is
Where?
Fuck this shit.
Who
Where's
did
that bunny?
represent Mel Blanc?
where's that bunny on Bunny 11?
Oh wait, isn't this probably supposed to represent that all three of these creations had their creators died on them?
Bob Hoskins didn't create Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
No. But Brian Henson died. It was Brian Henson who created the Muppets, right?
Not
Jim
Brian.
Henson.
Jim
Well,
Henson.
You
There
know
we
what,
go.
Dave?
I'm sorry.
You know what, Dave? I'm pretty sure whoever created Bugs Bunny is probably fucking dead. Okay.
And to say that Walt Disney is dead? No shit.
Actually, we don't have-
Oh no. Oh, I found another one.
He's frozen, awaiting. Does it have Bugs Bunny?
He's frozen awaiting his return.
Found another one.
Oh
Is
man.
it Jessica Rabbit consoling Roger Rabbit? That would be sad.
That's exactly it, I think. Yep, it is.
Yo, dude.
Why is it taking so long to load? I want to see the fucking sad image.
Oh my god.
He was born in 1942. Wow, he was older than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Jessica Rabbit. Call.
Yeah, but all right, listen. I know this is sad. No, but just to critique.
Oh
this
my
Santa,
god. Oh,
What happened to Jessica Rabbit?
Fucking shit. Fucking
They gave
shit.
them anime guys.
See, the drawing style that they used on Roger Rabbit in this image is actually pretty good, but Jessica Rabbit looks awful. Who the fuck drew?
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Guys,
Fuck this
look at
guy.
the image I just sent.
Oh,
Better be way more
wow.
impressive than the last two.
Oh, dear God.
Oh God.
I need a drink.
All right, again, sad, but they fucked up Roger Rabbit's design.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with his face?
I don't mean
Okay, now guys, this picture is very tiny. Okay, it's very, very small, but look at it.
Damn it, I am literally crying right now.
I am legitimately crying.
Oh,
Look at this
okay.
picture.
See, that's a good one. That I have no
It's
complaints.
so small, but
Oh, that's sad.
oh my god.
That I have no complaints with.
And
that.
I'm listening to Field Trip right now, and this isn't helping at all.
I have the perfect music.
Oh god, Bill's gonna play sad Hulk music. He's so predictable.
And I was gonna start editing the Son of Godzilla music video tonight too, or the Godzilla and his son video tonight too. Now I'm not gonna fucking do it.
It's predictable, but it's fitting.
God damn.
Ironically enough, Christopher Lloyd still kicking.
Oh, dear God.
I'm leaving town.
It was way too quiet. You need to add it in post.
Fuck it.
Can we please move on?
Fuck
Yeah. Let's move on.
Okay, we had Casey Kasem, who died June 15th at the age
All
of
right.
82.
If I may say something about this, because I tracked this story via Babylon.
Oh, it was his wife, right?
He led a fucked up last couple of years.
Yeah. His wife is horrible.
Crazy. And I mean, listen, this is gonna sound so fucked up, but I'm saying it
Please tell the
as
story.
unironically as possible. He kind of went at the right time. Like, I mean, he not only did he have a crippling, horrible ailment, but he also had a crippling, horrible wife. Just married him for the money. Wouldn't let the kids see their dad because if so, he would have been taken out of her care because she treated him like shit. Oh, it's just really sad.
And you see, that's what pisses me off about that the most. You know, it's like it's family. And I'm learning this, and I'm speaking this on a personal level here. Family, and I'm learning this the hard way. Family is fucking family. You know, and hearing that she did something like that.
Yeah.
What kind of fucked up world do we live in? God!
And even after he died, like his children wanted to bury him, yet I think the wife took him like to like Norway.
She took her to a faraway country because here's the thing.
And
if they would have buried him, they would have done an autopsy first. And you know why she didn't want that done? Because she would have been put in jail for abuse.
And like, has he been buried yet?
I have no idea.
Last I heard, his body was put on ice or something.
Yeah, they were trying. Yeah, I don't know what happened with it, but
to quote Hollywood Babylon, he's reaching for the stars and he can't get in the ground.
Yikes!
I know.
Yikes! All right.
You guys remember that kid on?
Happy New Year, everybody!
You guys remember that kid on South Park with the Casey Kasem voice?
Yeah. Now, oh my God! Now I know what that was a reference to.
Keep reaching for the stars, but keep.
Sorry, Casey Kasem.
Keep your feet on the ground, but keep reaching for the stars. I was Shaggy on Scooby-Doo.
I was also Robin, but apparently no one cares about that.
Ralph Garman did this bit once where he was like, because Kevin Smith was like, fuck with him, like that slogan makes no sense. It's fucked up. And Ralph did a more realistic version of that slogan.
Yeah.
Where it's like, look at the stars, try to reach for the stars. You can't reach for the stars. Go to college, get a degree in astrophysics.
Wait a minute, Bill. I think we listened.
Go to NASA.
I think we listened to this when we were on the road trip to G-Fest.
Yeah. They accept you. Get into the astronaut program. Get in the shuttle. Fly into space. Go to the stars. Wait until you can grab them. Get one of the stars and come back. Oh, it's funnier on the episode.
Leading a full career, but only being remembered for a children's cartoon. This is Casey Kasem.
And let's continue with the countdown. Go ahead, Andres, with the rest of the list.
Let's see. Up next, we have Robin Williams, who passed away on August 11th at the age of 63.
Yeah. We were about to do DFOS.
Oh, no!
Oh, this story.
Oh,
God.
Oh, the DFOS debacle.
We have a bit of a history with this particular thing. Dylan and I did an episode of Demons from Outer Space called Scatman and Robin Do Godzilla.
Now, I will also remind everyone that the impression of Robin Williams that we did relentlessly in that episode was actually originated by the Nostalgia Critic.
Yes. Now, the Scatman impression was entirely my own, and I feel no pity.
Because he was already dead long before that, so it's like...
He was dead. He died in 1989.
When somebody's been dead for a certain amount of time, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, Scatman's family, if you're listening, because you know they're SOS fans. So, Dylan and I did this episode where we basically had Scatman Crothers and Robin Williams doing commentary on Godzilla 2014. And, you can go listen to the episode itself for the actual details, but, it was the episode right before we found out that Robin Williams had died.
I didn't listen back to it until after Robin Williams had died, so it was super awkward.
It was really awkward. Robin Williams, this was probably the biggest one
there.
Probably in terms of just the reaction of just like, what the fuck, Robin Williams is dead. I mean, last person I would have ever, like the last piece of news I would have ever thought to have gotten that day.
And what makes me sad, what makes me very sad, and this is coming from a man who suffers from it as well, is that he had depression really bad. And it's not something to take lightly. I mean, I'll make jokes about it, but it really isn't something that should be taken lightly. Because somebody like Robin Williams, who had everything, you know? The first thing I did when I found out that he died was, one, watch the episode of Whose Line Is It Anyways that he was on.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
And then the other one I did was I watched my favorite movie that he's in, and that is, it's a tie between The Birdcage.
I love Birdcage.
And, hold on, I forgot it, but it was on TCM, and he plays it, like, with Robert De Niro.
Nero.
Hold on. I'll bring it up. And I don't hate Patch Adams either.
Neither do I. I can never bring myself to hate that movie just because of his performance alone.
Yeah, like he genuinely gave a very good performance.
Mm-hmm.
When Robin Williams acts, he can act really good.
Good Will Hunting. He's fantastic in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The movie that I watched when he passed away, just out of nostalgia, was Jumanji.
Oh yeah, Jumanji.
Such a fun, surprisingly intelligent movie.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing is, like, if a movie was coming out like that now, we would make fun of it because it's a board game movie.
Uh-huh.
But at the time, and it holds up really well. The special effects are great. It's got a shockingly intelligent message behind it about childhood fears and about becoming, children becoming their fathers. Really well-made film that really it mixes together drama, comedy, action, all together so well. Such a wonderful movie. And at the center of it is his performance, because he delivers a comedic, dramatic, just likable, charming performance. And he's one of my favorites. He's great. You mentioned The Birdcage. He's great in that. Just really likable. Always had a great delivery. He always knew when to turn it up and when to take it down. And I think that's one of the things that he'll be most remembered for.
Well, of course,
when to go low or when to really go over the top.
Well, of course, one of the movies that I always had the most nostalgia for from him was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire is really... the movie's hilarious.
He really shows his range in that movie, because there's that scene where he does all those impressions.
Yeah.
Yep.
That and the beginning of the movie when he's doing the opera thing, when he's voice acting for the little parrot or whatever. He really shows off how well he can do that sort of thing in that movie. It's very impressive.
I love the scene in that movie where he's doing the voiceover work for the bird smoking a cigar,
mm-hmm.
and he starts choking because he's trying to show, like, I don't endorse this. And it was a really great scene. Really, really, really good movie. Shocking. Again, based on the subject matter, we would make fun of it, but it's made with heart and a soul and made intelligently, so it still holds up.
Mm-hmm.
God, why can't I remember the name of this movie?
Well, what was he? Robert De Niro he was in it with?
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up. He was in a movie with... I haven't seen this movie, but I really want to. He was in a movie with Jeff Bridges, too.
Mm-hmm.
The Fox... He played a radio announcer.
It's called Awakenings.
Oh, okay.
It's not a comedy, either.
I don't know if this movie is either, the one with Jeff Bridges, but interesting premise. Basically, a guy's wife dies, and he blames this radio personality, and they basically just have to kind of work through their grief together. So, that's on Netflix if you want to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
He was amazing. He's a true great.
Yeah. Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what really surprised me about him that I found out? He liked Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yep.
Did he really?
Yeah. And Legend of Zelda.
He named his daughter Zelda. Like, how cool do you have to be?
I just got to share this link, right? This commercial here. Just show what an awesome and cheerful guy this person was till the end.
Oh yeah, you showed me this once before.
Yeah.
That game is really good, by the way.
Barry.
Oh my God. The Zelda fan since 1987, boys.
OG.
Yep, listening to my sad music.
Somebody in the comments wrote R.I.P. in peace. They They realize that means rest in peace.
In peace.
In peace.
Well, I guess it's double peace. Look at it that way and just walk away.
Rip in peace.
Peace,
Right.
peace squared.
I always used to just call it RIP because I didn't want to say RIP.
Okay, so let's see. Are we ready to move on?
Yep.
Okay, so we also had Joanne Rivers, who passed away September 4th at the age of 81.
You mean Joan Rivers?
Joan Rivers, sorry, yeah. And let's see.
Joan Rivers, huh?
Yeah. Let's see. We also had Anna. I know, we had like a long spiel about Robin Williams, and we didn't have much about Joan Rivers.
I love how little of a fuck we gave.
I mean, listen, I never was exposed to anything about the woman. She was very, very big in the entertainment industry. She had a sense of humor about her.
She was very interested in what people were wearing.
So you know what? For the people who dug her, good for them, and she led a very eventful life, so good for her.
And following that, we had Anna Nakagawa, who was the actress who played Emmy in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah.
Now that was that was fucked
How
up.
did she die?
Yeah.
That I never figured out.
Endometrial cancer.
Oh, she had cancer?
And she died on October 17th at the age of 49.
What is endometrial cancer?
She was 49?
Yeah.
It's
too young.
all I know is that apparently it's bad and it's like inoperable.
Oh, it's in the uterus.
Yeah, gynecological cancer.
God. That's fucking horrible.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a shame that I don't know her from anywhere else other than Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, but she was a major player in a very major film that played a major part of my childhood.
Well, she had such an innocence to her in that movie.
I wonder how big she is in her native country. Like, I wonder how well...
But strangely, in her role in that movie, she is strangely innocent, very good at playing duplicity as well.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of her relationship with Serizawa and with the Futurians.
Mm-hmm.
And that she's able to play, I'm on your side, but I also sympathize with you.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a distinction as being one of the first female pilots of a robot to kick Godzilla's ass. Maybe the first. No, Katsura.
True.
So the second physical hands-on pilot to take Godzilla on, and more importantly, win.
Although, technically, Katsura was more of like a remote control deal, so what you could say is that while Katsura controlled a robot to kick Godzilla's ass, this one was the first to drive a mech.
But also to win, to beat Godzilla in a fight.
True.
That's big. So, big bucket of win for her.
Is this the only Godzilla movie she's in?
Yeah.
Because there was always something about her where she looked strangely familiar, and I could never place it. But I guess she just looks like somebody else.
Also, beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
Drop dead gorgeous. David, I'm sure you agree.
I'm not even sure if he's paying attention to us.
I guess not.
Dave?
Oh, I heard him. And
Okay.
as long as they're Asian, they're automatically hot.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, she was hot.
I'm going to find the ugliest Asian person.
What a respectful way to end her segment.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go out there, and I'm just going to find like the dog among Asians, and then come and be like, "What about this one?"
Don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare!
You're gonna ruin his
Don't ruin this
perceptions
for
on
me.
He's gonna ruin his perceptions on the perfect physical appearances of Asians in general.
I
I'm gonna
have
find
so
another
far
Asian one.
the only ugly Asian women I met are ones that are above 50 or 60.
You guys.
So don't ruin this for me.
You guys.
What?
Oh, fuck.
Oh! Oh!
Fuck,
Dude?
curiosity has me.
Dude.
That's a dude. That's the villain from Gamera vs. Virus. That's just gross.
That's Bill.
Skinny Dave.
Wait,
Andres.
wait! I found a better one.
Oh no.
Oh, god damn it.
In the meantime, Andres, how many more do we have to go?
Only two more.
All right, go through them.
First, I just got checked. Oh. Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh! I feel strangely sad. I feel strange.
I feel so weird.
What the fuck did I
think
say?
I know somebody who
Goth-
looks like this.
Gothopotamuses all over this episode. We can never get away from them in the New Year special.
No, we can't.
All right, Andres,
All right.
who's next?
So next is a very well-known Mexican comedian, also an actor, screenwriter, film director, television director, playwright, songwriter, known as, he is Roberto Gomez Bolaños, also known throughout Latin America as Chespirito, known for television shows such as Chespirito, El Chavo del Ocho, and El Chapulín Colorado.
Anders, only you and me are gonna get this. They're white. They don't know who the
I
fuck.
know.
Yeah, you're
This
just
guy
speaking a
actually
bunch
heard
of
about it.
gibberish, man. I don't even...
To say that he was popular...
Now, who was this here, young man?
Can you go back to the first Nosotros or whatever? I don't know.
To say that Chespirito was famous throughout Latin America would be a complete understatement. This person was like very... I want to say like...
He was like Mexican friends.
He's kind of like Mexican Robin Williams in a way, where he just had this like complete massive like influence on Mexican television and Mexican comedy, or just Latino comedy for like decades, and many Latinos will immediately know who this person is as soon as you bring up any of the like these TV shows.
Can you tell me the name again slowly so that I can Google this person?
Okay, I'll just Google paste his nickname, Chespirito. And he's it's funny enough, one of his shows, this show is called El Chapulín Colorado. He plays as this like superhero who dresses up like a red insect. And remember the Mexican bumblebee guy from The Simpsons?
Oh, yeah.
He was based on this character of his.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
And when I was every year at Comic-Con, I always come across 3 or 4 people who cosplay as his superhero persona.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
wow, I have never heard of this person. I am so white, you guys.
And the thing is, like, there was this big, like, I think it was like some big anniversary special where all the actors from El Chavo del Ocho had made like a reunion special in front of a large audience, and it was televised, and my whole family got together to watch it. And even though I had no connection to El Chavo del Ocho, I looked at like this big glimmer in all my older relatives' faces, knowing that this was something that was a huge part of their childhood. And while I could not relate in a way, even though I could not relate, but even though I could not share that same amount of excitement for this like property that they were so fond of, in a way I could understand them in the way that it's like, it's kind of like me watching Godzilla 14, where it's like I'm watching something that's like so close and near and dear to my heart. And to know that this actor, Chespirito, had that same kind of effect throughout an entire, like, multiple generations across numerous countries, and just being of Mexican descent, I just feel the need to just pay tribute to this person, because even though I did not get the chance to enjoy his work, I know that he has entertained my grandparents, my parents, my aunts, my uncles, and I, in a way, just want to pay respect for what he has done for my family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who else do you think on a podcast is giving this guy any kind of deal? I mean, he sounds like an enormous deal in that community. So
you know what? Just looking at pictures of the guy on Google, you know how he strikes me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I've never heard of this person before now. He almost strikes me as like a Mexican Robin Williams.
Yeah, like I try to find someone to compare him to in terms of his popularity or just his style, but the closest I can find is Robin Williams. And even when I asked my mom, like, would you say he's like the Mexican Robin Williams? And my mom would be like, oh no, this guy's much bigger.
Although he looks a little bit more like a Mexican Jerry Lewis, he seems like a Mexican Robin Williams.
Yeah, I guess
he strikes me in that way too.
Yeah. Just wondering, David, have you ever had any sort of exposure or connection to Chespirito?
Well, yeah, definitely. If you haven't, then you're not Latino. But yeah, I watched.
So that's been affirmed for me tonight.
I watched.
I learned something about myself.
What was it? Oh yeah, I watched El Chavo de Ocho and the Crimson Grasshopper. What's it called in Spanish again?
Chapulín,
El Chapulín Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched those all the time when I was a kid because when we had basic cable, like Cox cable, they had also these Latin channels, and I'm not talking about Telemundo and Univision, like these other ones that aired these two shows mainly, and that's how I was exposed to not only those characters but that actor as well. And I did not understand them. I mean, I spoke Spanish, but there were some words even up to this day, there's still some words in Spanish that I don't understand. But what was really funny about those shows was the character performance. That's like the one thing that struck me, because they're like I remember that El Chavo del Ocho, they had this one character that always had like a big ball with him all the time and really fat cheeks. What was his name? Kike? It started with a K.
Unfortunately, I would not know.
God damn it, Andre! Another disappointment.
I do remember. I just came across this image that was kind of like an homage to him and El Chavo del Ocho, where in the show El Chavo del Ocho, he plays a character who lives in an apartment, but instead of living in any of the apartment rooms, he lives in a barrel. And this.
Oh, I just saw a picture of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is an image made in tribute of him that I sent on Skype.
Fuck you.
See, white.
Oh man, that is sad, dude.
See, white people don't have any celebrities that you guys don't know about.
Do we? I mean, do you know who
Whitey McWhiterson?
You know who Matthew Perry is? I don't know. Like who's a traditionally white celebrity?
Who's just like the whitest person?
Andy Griffith? I don't know.
Who's the whitest? Yeah, do you know who Andy Griffith is?
Oh, I know Andy Griffith.
Of course you know Andy.
Know him.
See, this is just making me sad
we
now.
Don't have any secret celebrities. We need to band together as a people.
Create celebrity.
Create some secret celebrities.
Can we nominate ourselves for that?
Sure.
But then we'd already know you guys.
Then one day we'll die, and some like white person will be talking about it, and their Mexican friends will be like, "Who?"
You guys would know.
You guys never know of a man named Billy Wurster?
Nickname Fat Bill.
Fat Bill Wurster.
Fat burrito or something.
So it's,
Andres, I have a suspicion of who the last one is.
Yep.
But, you of course give your spiel. So go ahead.
Okay, so last but certainly not least, someone who is deeply connected to all five of us, and that is the one and only Koichi Kawakita, who passed away on his birthday, December 5th, at the age of, I believe, 72, was it?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
Okay.
It's, shock. I didn't know. I didn't realize how old he was. He was so young. He looked so young and full of life. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, basically he was the special effects director for Toho for many years, and even before he was special effects director, I believe, didn't he work under Eiji Tsuburaya at one point?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was an underling for Eiji Tsuburaya.
I think he talked about that during the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I could make out of it.
And eventually he became the lucky one to take up the mantle after him, and did the majority of. He was a special effects director for the majority of the Heisei series, starting with Biollante, and worked on several other films, I believe, such as, Gunhead, Yamato Takeru, a.k.a. Orochi the Eight-Headed Dragon, the first two Rebirth of Mothra films, and even as Dylan Bill and I learned at his panel at G-Fest, he was continuing to work on several newer projects, such as this little commercial for a model of the Gunhead robot, and did a little pilot pilot for, not pilot, but another.
It was an unreleased commercial.
Yeah.
For a toy.
For a toy based on.
For a Gunhead reissue toy. Yeah.
Yeah. For Gunhead, and then another for like this puppet work.
Well, that was supposed to be a show and also a toy line or something like that.
Yeah, about like a female heroine in a fantasy setting, and has a sword and everything, and
it looked a lot like the aesthetic from that anime Inuyasha, but done with puppets. And also there was a villain who looked like the Joker and rode on a giant mechanical spider. So
yeah. And fortunately, I had the opportunity to see him twice this year. I saw him at the LA event where they screened Biollante. I was there with Sean Barry and my cousin. I didn't get ask him any questions, or I didn't interact with him, but I was able to see him in person. I was there when he was there to present the movie and during that Q&A panel. And then, of course, there was G-Fest where we got to see his panel, and luckily I was able to shake his hand. And even though I knew he didn't speak English, all I said was, thank you. And luckily enough, he understood what I said and only responded back with a thank you himself.
I think thank you is probably one of those English words that most people in other countries know, even though they don't know English. It's kind of like I know what sayonara means. I mean, it's just one of those basic English words. But
yeah, because I figure like if there was one word, if there was anything I could say to him, the only thing that I could possibly think of is just thank you, just a general thanks to the work and the entertainment and the inspiration he has provided.
I said this in the recent episode of Demons from Outer Space. What really made this personal, aside from the fact that we met the man in person, is the fact that growing up, I know for most of us here in the SOS, Heisei Godzilla, was my Godzilla.
Yeah.
That was my Godzilla series that I enjoyed the most growing up, and so for that reason alone, even if I hadn't met the man in person, for that reason alone, that really made it a pretty big blow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I know Bill was kind of wondering where my stance was on the Heisei series on the last DFOS.
Joyce likes everything, so
Yeah. I would say
you guys so much.
I guess I would say that. I guess maybe I'm kind of more towards the Showa era. I grew up mostly with the Showa films because I watched I grew up with the first half of the Heisei series, but I grew up mostly with the Showa era. But I do have to say that I would say that the Heisei series is my favorite series because in terms of just the Heisei series was, in terms of the quality of the films themselves, they were perhaps the most emotionally engaging films in the franchise. And while there's always that part of me that prefers the more out there wackiness with aliens and robots and lasers and all that stuff, I would say that in terms of pure filmmaking, I would say my favorite is the Heisei series for being such a very well structured series of films that pretty much showcase the best of Godzilla, and of course we have so much to thank for because of Koichi Kawakita.
Well, you know what's great about...
Let this be known. This is the first SOS episode that actually had me cry.
Oh. Well, what's great about Heisei that sets it apart from the other two eras is the consistency.
Uh-huh.
It's very
or the attempt. The attempt, anyway.
Well, in terms of...
Thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for the support.
In terms of quality, I'm speaking of, other than one movie that I don't care for. But other than that, they're pretty consistently on the same level of quality. Some a little better than others, and then, like I said, one that I don't care for. But a lot of that goes to Mr. Kawakita's amazing effects work.
Absolutely. Adam, would you like to say a few words?
Well.
Okay.
David?
All right.
How old was he, by the way? I never figured that out.
72, I believe.
Oh. What?
Which, again, I would have never guessed based on how he looked.
I'm kind of a bit curious if he would have played a part in Toho's reboot. I mean, did you guys ever ask him what he thought of the new Godzilla?
He said it himself.
There was a question at the panel, yeah. What did he say?
I think he generally liked it.
I think didn't he say something about it looking very strong or something? Or am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of Haruo Nakajima.
This was also the moment when he...
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Kenji Sahara. Somebody asked him what they thought of the new design, and he was like, looks very strong.
I know one of the things he said, he made a 98 joke. He said, well, it doesn't look like a lizard.
Yeah. I think he said that he thought it was fine. I don't remember if he got detail on it, which I think he kind of did on purpose. just to kind of avoid that little. Everybody seemed to try and like kind of not get too much into the new Godzilla because it was kind of a hot topic of like people would start fighting and shit. So
yeah, you can tell that was the new movie that was up for debate. Like I'm pretty sure it was Final Wars for a long time, and now it's like G 2014. What do you think of G 2014? And the fans that I like it, there's the fans that like I hate it, and then there's the ones that are like it's in the middle.
Yeah, I think J.D. Lee's kind of said the best thing about it. He was like everybody kind of expected it to be it, and it was good, but it wasn't it. And I think that was the most intelligent way I've heard that movie summed up by anybody.
I would agree.
Well, J.D. Lee
yeah,
is very
I completely agree with that sentiment.
So let's see. Unless anyone else has anything to say.
Well, you forgot somebody who died.
Oh, who did I forget?
This year, and this is actually relevant to the recent Christmas episode. This year, Mr. Arthur Rankin Jr. of Rankin Bass died.
Oh,
really?
Known for
was he the Rankin of Rankin and Bass, or was he the son of Rankin and Rankin and Bass?
I'm not sure exactly, but I do know that he was an animator who worked on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the 1977 cartoon version of The Hobbit.
So probably was the actual Rankin of Rankin and Bass.
So he's dead.
I mean, you can make fun of those movies all you want, but I mean, major pop culture impact. So you got to give the guy that. That animation was defining for a lot of people in terms of what that was supposed to look like, and it's been carried a whole bunch. You got to give it some kind of credit.
Well, and we talked about this actually on DFOS recently. The Rankin and Bass Christmas specials have sort of come to define like what people expect when they see Santa Claus or what people expect when they see from Rudolph. So that's a huge cultural thing that those movies have worked their way in that sort of way. And I'll tell you this much. Their Rudolph movie is a hell of a lot better than that animated one from the 90s.
For more information on that, go check out the Christmas special for DFOS.
In which we commented on that. Why did we do that?
And what's funny stuff is like, no matter where you go, whether it's like a Walmart or Barnes & Nobles or even a 7-Eleven, you're still seeing merchandise based off the imagery of those short films that they worked on many years ago.
Yeah. I mean, they created their own sort of mythology in those Rankin Bass movies.
Well, they took what everybody knew, and then they kind of molded it into what became what everybody knew.
Yeah. Like, so to many people, including myself, that is the true story of Rudolph right there.
It's almost like the Rankin Bass Christmas specials that have had the same effect on the Christmas holiday that the Universal monster movies have on Halloween.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, big
bucket of wind right there.
A cauldron of wind, if you will. Andres, so that's it for the people who passed away.
Yep.
That's it for the people.
Wait! Did we even cover Richard Attenborough?
Oh, God damn it! Oh my God! How could I forget him? He was from my favorite movie of all time. Oh no!
The man built Jurassic Park. The man was Santa Claus. Let's give him some respect.
He died in 2013, though.
No, he didn't.
No, he died August 24th, 2014.
Wow, okay. So, Richard Attenborough.
I was going to say, that was not that long ago.
And I actually saw his movie, I saw Gandhi this year, in last semester in my religion and film class.
Oh, yeah.
And, wow, yeah, to say that this person...
Really important movie. I mean, Ben Kingsley's brilliant in that movie. He was a great director, a great actor, I mean...
Mm-hmm. Was he a classically trained actor?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know those specifics.
Okay. So, yeah, Laura...
Did someone ask me a question? Because I just, had to do something for a minute.
No.
No.
Because Bill sent me a message, you okay? I'm like, wait, what?
No, I was saying that's Adam.
Okay. So, yeah, for all these people who have unfortunately passed away this year, thank you very much to all of you for giving us the entertainment, for giving us your beautiful body of work, and we're definitely going to miss you.
Did we forget anybody else before we move on?
Well, hang on. Before let's just say this.
Just want to say that.
I don't know if this would count. Would Sci-Fi Japan TV count?
Oh yeah, Sci-Fi Japan TV is having its or did it already air its last episode this?
Yeah, it already did, which fucking sucks because I don't understand why they're canceling it.
I guess they didn't get the viewership they needed to continue for their backers to continue funding it.
What for those of us who don't know though, what exactly is Sci-Fi TV Japan?
So there isn't like Sci-Fi Japan is a website that generally reports news on all sorts of Japanese related media.
Think of it as the the variety version. No, the Japanese. No, what is it? It's an American website. Think of it as just like a
Japanese centric version of Entertainment Weekly.
Well, I was gonna say comicbookmovie.com, but with Japanese science fiction and fantasy.
And they had a TV show actually on TV.
No,
it was on YouTube.
It was a web series where they would talk with the people who
work on the movies,
Tokusatsu, Godzilla, mainly Godzilla.
And there was one episode dedicated to Matt Frank, and that was the only. To be honest, that was the only episode I really watched. And I remember in that episode, at the very end of this episode of the video, Matt Frank proposed to his wife in Japan, or proposed to his future wife in Japan.
Pete Seeger died this year.
Who?
He was a singer, Pete Seeger, folk singer.
Well, let me just, to all those who have passed away...
James Garner died this year.
He was a novelist, right?
He was an actor. Maya Angelou, I forgot about her.
She passed away this year. Just to all those who have passed away, thank you for your work and for your life, and just thanks for defining the whole world. Wow, I sound like Derpy McStonerson. Hey man, just thanks for changing the world, man.
We are the world.
Everybody plays a role, man, in changing life. Whoa. Well, now that we've gotten back to the comedic tone, let's move on to the actual retrospective, shall we?
Okay. I guess you know how it seemed like every
and now
year,
let's get energetic.
Every year it seems to have that one defining song that's parodied and just spread out everywhere. 2012 had Gangnam Style. Last year had What Does the Fox Say? I think for this year it can be safe that the song that simply will not go away throughout the entire year was Lil Jon's Turn Down for What?
I don't know what that is.
Well, tell him what he should turn down for, Andres.
That fucking video.
Did you see the College Humor's Turn Down for What video without the music?
Yeah.
Yes, it without the music's even funnier.
Oh god.
I don't know what this is.
You probably know.
What?
Turn down for what?
I love it when the girls. I love it on the video without the music. We have the girl's boobs jiggling, and then all of a sudden she just goes, "Oh yeah!"
And you just hear sweat slopping all over or whatever.
And then he's you can hear his ball slap in between his legs.
Bill, you remember back in the day when...
This sounds like the greatest video ever.
I'll link it to you right now.
You remember back in the day when Little John first started his career, and he was all...
I don't know who Little John is.
He was all what?
Okay. Yeah.
And now,
who the fuck is Little John?
No,
who Little John is?
No.
Are you a fan of Dave Chappelle?
No.
To the window, to the wall, to the sweat drop down.
Oh, all right.
There's the video, Bill.
Which one?
I'm watching it right now.
Which one is this?
Was it Chris Rock did that? Was it Chris Rock did that stand-up skit where he was talking about when the sweat run down my balls?
Skeet.
It's really shittily shot.
Critique the music video. Anybody can make a music video. Michael Bay used to make music videos.
What's even funny is how there's a parody. This video was one of the numerous parodies in that annual YouTube Rewind, and they had PewDiePie in the role of that guy who's just about to slam through the roof. And then the How Should It Ended guys came in at the very end of the video saying how the YouTube Rewind should have ended.
That guy's face just came off.
And PewDiePie just smashed on the floor on the roof of the floor of the building without crashing through. He's like, ah!
Why is this so violent?
I don't know.
Because that's what you turn down for.
Whoa. He just vaporized her clothes.
You see, in popular parlance of the youth today, to get turned up means to get drunk. So the idea of the song is, why should I stop drinking, I guess.
I don't get it. Why is he raping a TV?
Because it's music.
Now,
Ask me what it means. Ask me what it means.
Bill, once you're done
she just body slammed his face.
Bill.
All dead.
Bill.
What?
Once you're done this, you have to watch this.
He melted that man's face.
This might be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't it possible to break your penis? Because I think he should have already.
Just to let you know, Bill. This video has 153 million views.
Why? Now I'm one of them. I'm part of the problem.
This song only got popular because of Little John and this video.
I loved it.
I'm so surprised that you honestly have avoided this video throughout the entire year. And let's see, this video, like the song at least, the song came out on December 18th, 2013, but that
woman's boobs just came to life. What?
Look, I'm all for another round of shots, but
I remember I saw a parody where this guy, he was in a shower, and there was a faucet that said, turn left for hot, turn right for cold, and then turn down for what? He was like, what? He turns it down, and then there's sort of like, his bathtub turns into like a big rave with flashing lights.
This is my favorite part of the one without the music, where the woman can't control her titties.
It without the music is fucking great.
They should take like super innocent music and put over this.
Can I just say that I saw the version without the music first? I was like, what?
I don't get it. Oh shit! It looks like a frickin' monster movie.
This guy can't control his dick either.
See, this is a disease.
It's the alien. Oh my god! What? What? What?
I'm so glad we're getting this on recording.
What?
Remember when we thought Party Rock was bad?
Yeah.
Poor innocent me.
Oh dear God.
No. For the record, this video at least made me laugh.
What? Why is this a thing?
Because people have shitty taste in music, Bill.
Weren't they just on the ground floor? What the
People
fuck?
have shitty taste in music, but fantastic taste in music videos. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is the closest thing we've ever gotten to a live-action Dragon Ball Z movie.
Personally, I would say Kung Fu Hustle, but you know what? I think you make a good point.
How's this for a Kamehameha, bitch?
Alright, well, we gotta move on.
Okay,
because
Oh my god, everybody passed out, but his penis is still jumping.
Yep.
we're already an hour in. So
Okay, now Bill, make sure to watch the without the music.
Oh my god, I'm gonna watch it right now.
Okay, so let's see. The next thing is I want to bring up was the whole Flappy Bird. Interesting.
Oh, this story! I love this story.
Talk about how infuriating this game was.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
I never played it. But I love.
I can never get past like the second pipe.
Well, the farthest I ever got, I think, was like 13, and my little stepsister was fucking like a god at this game and got like 200 points. I was like, I hate you.
I remember, what was it? It was an episode of Shoe Watch where David was playing the game while we were recording, and I could hear the sound effects.
I am not ashamed to admit this.
So, interesting thing that happened with Flappy Bird is that it became so ridiculously popular. It was such a simple game, and it got so popular that out of the ads alone on that game, I think the creator got like, I don't know, like, here it is, like $50,000 a day from in-app advertisements as well as sales. And
he was like, I'm making too much money. Fuck this.
Kind of. He was like, on February 10th, 2014, due to guilt over what he considered to be its addictive nature and overuse, the creator decided he decided to take down Flappy Bird from the Apple's App Store and Google Play. And, and after that, like, every single iPhone that still had Flappy Bird on it were suddenly selling for, like, hundreds and even, like, thousands of dollars on eBay.
Yeah,
one of my old friends, and this is the reason why, bought a cell phone with Floppy Birds or Flappy Birds or Happy Birds or whatever the fuck it's called.
Angry Birds, Flappy Birds, Floppy Birds.
He got it. She bought it for $500.
Oh.
And I asked, I was like, where do you get this money from? She's like, I don't have it. My parents are getting it for me. And I'm like, you fucking cunt.
and then guess what? The game was brought back on August 2014.
And everybody was like, can I get my money back?
It was let's see. It was on August 2014. A revised version of Flappy Bird called Flappy Bird's Family was released exclusively for the Amazon Fire TV.
Wasn't there like
the thing about Flappy Bird that made it so terrifying or terrible is that usually when something's addictive, when something's this addictive, I use the phrase "it's like crack." But no, Flappy Bird is like meth. Not only is it that level of addictive, but it's really bad for you.
Yeah.
Like I cannot explain how my stress levels went up playing Flappy Bird. I could have almost had a coronary embolism playing Flappy Bird. People have
I'm
thrown.
on the Apple Store. I'm on the Apple Store right now, and there's a ripoff called
Soapy Bird.
Oh, there's all kinds of ripoffs. I saw Fallout Bird.
No, but this one is called. This one has the most ridiculous title: Impossible Flappy. Flappy's back.
Wow, I wonder what that's.
Flappy
Flappy sounds like a porno.
I think I directed that movie.
Floppy Bird.
Knowing Bill was filled with BBWs.
It was. That's all I know. So didn't somebody die over this game? Didn't somebody like kill their girlfriend over this?
I don't know.
America, Bill? Yeah, probably.
I am thinking of The Walking Dead. Some guy shot his girlfriend because she was talking shit about The Walking Dead.
Oh, fuck.
Was it The Walking Dead? I remember someone like decapitated her girlfriend because they were talking shit about Dexter or something.
Well, what she said was The Walking Dead couldn't actually happen, and her boyfriend killed her because of it.
First
Don't
off,
get any ideas,
the
Bill.
man was mentally sound in the first place.
Did he happen to have been inhaling bath salts?
I don't know. I was like, wait, you know what? I don't think she died, but he did shoot her.
Oh, I have a story
What's your story?
about bath salts.
So when I was doing bath salts one night,
So apparently where my
I'm ready to eat someone's face off.
apparently
Which is for people in Florida.
apparently in
welcome to
Maine.
Florida.
Apparently, where my grandfather lives in Maine, there was somebody who was just arrested who was taking bath salts, and what he did was he was walking up the street butt naked, jumping up and down.
Sounds like my Friday night.
Actually, it does, Bill.
He was eating like 5 pretzels.
Eating 5 pretzels, yes.
I only had 2 yesterday.
So,
anyway.
yeah, Flappy Bird. It's such a simple, stupid concept that garnered hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I fucking hate the guy because I hate this guy for doing something that I could have done.
The anger that erupts from someone who's failing at Flappy Bird is just insane.
Fuck!
Damn it, he's playing Flappy Bird.
See, you feel it? You feel it, David?
I was at a 7.
Do you feel your blood pressure pumping?
If you're gonna play it, turn off the audio.
That's the whole point. Damn it. Fuck. Okay, now I give up. Shit. Fucking shit. Fuck!
I'm just waiting.
David's gonna murder us all.
For all of you who are listening, you are listening to the addictive nature right now.
I'm just waiting for the porno spoof Flappy Bird.
Somebody already told me.
Starring Phil.
So you're like a little bird.
Starring Dave in a roasted pig.
You play as a flying roasted pig head, flying, trying to avoid David heads instead of pipes.
And by heads he means
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. He's go-blooming. He's go-blooming.
Andre's next story.
Let's see. It's not so much a story, but just a movie that was released. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, probably one of the best superhero films in years. Kind of revitalized faith in the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 2 after most people were kind of disappointed with Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, this was a good year for Marvel Cinematic because you had that, and then you also had the huge thing that was Guardians of the Galaxy, and now I'm super stoked for Avengers 2.
Totally, man.
Oh God, what are we looking at? Don't tell me Flappy Bird is already a thing.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
It actually is.
Oh Oh my god, that's terrifying.
I'm so happy.
This was a pretty good year for movies.
I want to play Flappy Bird.
I don't think I saw.
Me too, Dylan. Me too.
I don't think I saw.
Where do I download this?
That I outright hated. Oh yeah.
Paranormal Activity, the Mexican edition. I fucking hated that piece of shit.
That's
the real name.
I saw.
No, but it might as well be.
You know what? A movie that I saw in theaters that I ended up not loving. I didn't outright, the RoboCop remake. I didn't outright hate. So
I thought it was okay-ish.
It was watchable for the first hour.
Well, that was so early this year. I forgot that was even this year.
That was first month.
I did finally saw Transformers: Age of Extinction, and while unlike 2 and 3, which left me enraged, the fourth one just left me bored. Although I
still haven't seen it.
I did like.
I stand by my statement that while being a terrible movie, it's better than the last two.
I love John Goodman bot.
Right. I refuse to watch that movie simply because I really want to keep my penis. And as much as I laughed at that review, and in hindsight was enraged by Nostalgia Critic's rant about how Michael Bay has your penis, I have this nightmare where Michael Bay just runs into my room and just grabs my penis and cuts it off.
See, my nightmare is that he has it on a fishing pole and he's reeling it out.
See, it's terrifying because it starts off like one of his normal dreams, but then he realizes it's Michael Bay and it's like, oh shit, it's the nightmare.
Let's see. I'm gonna save Godzilla for last.
Wait, hang on.
Okay.
This is something this is just a me and Adam moment. Adam,
okay.
Did Jake show you that video he made where he was voicing over Morgan Freeman from Batman Begins?
No, I need to see this. I
have to see it. Hang on, I have to see if I can find it now. It is. All right, I'm not gonna give you any ideas in your head. Continue, Andres.
Okay, I'll save Godzilla for the very end, but there's this really.
There was a Godzilla movie this year?
What?
Yeah, actually. I barely managed to catch it at the last minute. So
snuck up on me.
I didn't even know it was coming out. Let's see. So the next thing that was a really big popular thing on the internet this year was the Ice Bucket Challenge, which was made to support, promote awareness.
Raise awareness.
Raise awareness for the disease. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS.
Lou Gehrig's disease, basically.
I have a story about this as well.
And I stand by the question, why don't they just call it LGS?
I also have a story about this.
Or LG.
But first things first, hang on.
So basically, I just want to say, hold on, I just want a brief explanation as to what this is that, like, the activity involves dumping a bucket of water on someone's head, and then that person then passes off the challenge to other people. Oh yeah, and the people who dump the bucket of ice water on their head also donate to any sort of like fundraising to help find a cure for ALS.
I did it, and I nominated you two, Andres and Dave, and you guys didn't fucking do it, pussies.
Exactly.
I had plans to do something interesting.
Oh, you had plans, did you?
But the plans never came through
at all.
I want to take like a cinematic angle with ALS, but then I got lazy. I got lazy, but yeah, it's like that's the thing. That's the thing. By the time I was planning, we were in like the planning stages. We were in like looking for like shooting. My friends and I were looking for shooting locations. And in the end, like it was like it's already way past late. Like the popularity's gone down. There's no point in it.
Also, it's not fucking summer anymore.
Yeah.
Bill,
here's my
I'm
story.
just lazy in nature. I'm an American.
My story consisted of this. A lot of us were doing it, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got yelled at.
By who?
By cops.
What?
Saying that you could kill yourself doing this.
Well,
and then the next day, we get the principal over the intercom saying that the cops are going to be watching. And that if anybody does it, they will be put under arrest.
What?
No.
And so I started this whole, well, it wasn't just me, but I kickstarted this whole fuck the police, I support Ice Bucket challenge.
But it's not the polar. I can see where people might die from the polar plunge. In fact, I think some people did die.
People did die, actually.
But
I would say this is...
Plunge? Yeah.
The thing about these internet challenges is they just strike me as being so stupid. It's like, I challenge you to dump a bucket of water on your head. That's not a challenge. Anybody can do that. What that is a recipe for pneumonia, dumbass. I'm not going to dump a fucking bucket of cold water on my head. If I want to donate money for a disease, I'll donate money for a fucking disease.
Kermit the Frog one was surprisingly dark, where he was like, I could die, my blood could freeze, and then he does it, and he screams in pain. And I was just like, that's fucked up. Well, hang on, wait, watch the thing with Jake first. It's the second to last thing that I just listed. It's fucking amazing. You have to listen to the audio, though,
I am.
because that's it.
It's interesting because, like, as quickly as, didn't this, like, ice bucket challenge got started by, like, a football player or something?
I don't know.
But it's like, as the weeks went by and the weeks turned to months, it kind of seemed like maybe, like, the whole point of this challenge kind of seemed lost, and to the point where everyone just did it because it was, like, the popular thing to do.
Well, it was trendy. That was the reason why I didn't do it and why I didn't agree with it, because it was just a trend, a fad, whatever you wanted to call it. I thought it was really stupid.
Well, listen,
you decided to be a hipster.
As the only person here who did it, I have to say that I agree with all the sentiments that it didn't really succeed in its goal, that people were just doing it to do it, and that nobody really took the time to really look into it or support awareness for ALS. And I agree. But at the same time, it was just a matter of like, then I decided to try and do it right. I donated $50. It's like, it's just there to raise awareness. I just thought it was kind of a cool thing to kind of get wrapped up in. So,
but I heard
I think the Nostalgia Critic did the best one, where he just grabbed a bucket of Vanilla Ice CDs and just dumped it all over him.
That was it was. The Simpsons did a similar thing, where Homer just dropped a cup of water on his head. He was like, "Oh, that's cool," and then Bart dropped like everything possible on him.
I think I remember, like, what was it, like, on Hollywood Babylon, they mentioned how Justin Bieber supposedly did it, except it wasn't ice water.
Did you start listening to Babylon after?
Yeah. I've been listening back in all their episodes. I'm a regular listener now.
I didn't know that. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
We could do like a review of Hollywood Babylon.
You're going to review a podcast?
Shut up, Dylan. It's never been done before.
In a podcast. There's a reason it hasn't been done before. Some things haven't been done for a reason.
Okay, here's what I need. I need all of you guys to shut up so I can hear Jake Manigan's whatever, dubbing over.
Oh, hang on, everybody listen to this.
Wait, is it the one that you just posted at 12:55? Oh, no, that's my time one.
3:25, yeah.
Penguins are very sexual in nature and can be trained to prostitute themselves.
Knowing him, this is 10 times funnier.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh my god.
When you are naked and cold, try finding it.
I prefer using penguins.
Penguins are sexual in nature and can be easily trained to prostitute themselves. Jake wrote this out too. It took him hours to do this.
That sounds like him.
I know. It is.
You know that series Totally Stupid Shit 101 I was telling you about, right, Bill?
Yeah.
I want to do the episode of Fourth Wall Implosion.
Yeah.
I want to do the one where the two bad guys or the two mafia people start committing cannibalism because that script is so fucking bizarre. I want to just fucking shoot it.
Can we have Jake play them?
Yes.
Cool.
Play both of them?
Yeah.
Yes, we have him shave his head for one of the roles.
Wow.
So let's see. Moving on, we move on to July, where we had the SOS.
Yeah, we're jumping all over the joint, Jesus.
In July, the SOS finally attended their very first G-Fest, where it was kind of
bullshit. Only the demons from outer space did it.
Demons from Outer
also,
And an ambassador from Shoe Watch.
Ambassador from fucking Shoe Watch. Well, I was here in my own fucking
Private Idaho.
Dave was on slot machines.
Adam was fighting moose, and Dave was
fighting.
I wish I was fighting moose. It would have been a lot more entertaining than what I actually was, which was getting my finger crushed in a wood splitter.
Wow, that's really
That
bad.
sounds way shittier than what we did. We got lost in Chicago.
Way to rub it in, Bill.
We got lost in Chicago. Suck on these, Adam.
No, what kills me is the way you started that sentence. That sounds way shittier than what we did. We had an awesome time.
Make them feel as shitty as possible.
We didn't
You
even
guys
bring
have already
any
managed to. Andre's managed to do that once in a Christmas special, saying how I don't like good movies, and then the other one was you making me feel like shit because I didn't know who these people were, because half of who these people were because they fucking died, and then now you decide to do this, Bill. Yeah, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit.
What did I do?
I fucking quit. Fucking quit the
I didn't
SOS.
do shit.
Fine, Adam. Go then. We're not gonna miss you. We're just gonna carry on without you.
Andres, you know he's actually going to leave the call, right?
No, don't.
Yeah,
time you do
I
this-
know he's gonna leave the
every
call.
time
We're
you
gonna
do
go.
this-
We're gonna
Please
go.
Stop. Girls,
No.
girls.
Here's the thing.
Family dysfunction.
I
is the holiday.
know. If I left the call, most of the people who listen to SOS wouldn't really fucking care, and you guys wouldn't really care either because I'm a worthless piece of shit, and that's all I'll ever be. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu because I'm going to go to bed.
Okay then.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh.
There you
It's like-
go. All right. So let's see. Yeah,
This is
G-Fest. Reaching for the stars. Keep your feet on the ground.
Get a degree in NASA. Go to the shuttle. Go to the stars. Take pictures of the stars.
And then realize you can't grab onto the stars. So you just wait till
Because
you're
they're made of gas. Go back to Earth.
Contemplate
Kill
kill yourself.
I'm
yeah.
Casey. And I was Jack Shot Scooby-Doo.
And Robin, for those who care. Please help me and rescue me from my horrible wife.
And now on with the countdown.
Please. My wife is holding a gun to my head.
All right,
Andres, you're going a bit far. The man is dead. That would be like if I said, praying for the sweet release of death. This is Casey Kasem. See, that's a joke you just made.
Oh my god.
See, I thought of that joke, and I wasn't going to go there, but then you went there, Andres. You made
And now on with the countdown.
So yeah, G-Fest. We met a whole lot of wonderful people there, made a lot of cool friends, cool connections, and really good time. And we'll be sure to be there next year, and we'll be sure to, hopefully, for any of you guys listening, we'll be there.
About that later.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. So moving on.
We also bought swag. Lots of swag.
Lots of swag. Swag in the traditional sense, not swag in the hashtag swag sort of way.
No, actually, swag in the traditional sense is stolen property, and I didn't steal any of it.
Well, speak for yourself, Dylan.
See that
The show. Ooh.
Yeah, remember?
Well, that was-
I did steal something. That print that I said that Larry Quatch gave me for free. Nope, I stole it. No, I
The only
didn't.
thing Bill stole was a pizza.
There was no pizza. Oh, there was pizza.
What are you talking
I
about?
paid good American money for that pizza.
Bill, I have a response to
No,
that.
no, you didn't. We had someone paid it for you.
They paid for your food too, you fat piece of shit.
I'm not the one lying out my ass, Bill.
What?
I have a response to that awful joke you just made, Bill, if I can only find it.
In truth, that's how Bill got fat in the first place, by lying around.
You know what? You got fat by you were born.
What?
You steal fat like the adipose in Doctor Who.
Oh, hell no.
That's what you are. Deal with it, Dave. You are the adipose.
For the record,
No.
are we talking about the episode with Catherine
Son of
Tate?
Return.
Yeah, the fat people.
All right,
the,
Bill.
The little
Yes.
fat fucking marshmallow thing.
Yes. Bill, this is my response to that awful stealing the show joke that you just told.
Fuck, that took forever, Dylan.
I had to find it, man. You know, I just realized that he's...
Very nice.
I just realized
Very
that he's Jeff Goldbluming in this scene. No. Ha, 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 ha.
They are, Dylan. They are bad. And you should feel bad.
So let's see, moving onwards, we have a sci-fi original movie that I thought was not going to topple the first one in terms of popularity, but surprisingly did. Sharknado 2, the second one.
I fucking hate this movie. Fuck it up the ass.
I was and am and always was more excited for Sharktopus versus Terracuda, but...
This movie was a godsend from God himself.
This movie was
amazing.
I thought it was terrible.
This movie was delightfully stupid, and I loved every second
I
of it.
didn't think it was...
Though I do agree with Dylan that Sharktopus versus Terracuda was overall the superior film.
Oh, yes, especially the scene where Conan gets his head.
Conan fucking die.
And then they're playing volleyball with his head. I didn't get that movie on DVD.
I didn't see the full epic opus that was Sharknado 2, the second one. But I did watch the ending. And my thought process was, yes, this is bad. It's poorly made, it's poorly acted, it's stupid, it's everything you want it to be. But it's also boring, and I thought it was unstylized.
But Terracuda has a buzzsaw for a hand.
I felt like it was too like, oh, isn't this stupid? Everybody's gonna think this is funny. Like that scene with Matt Lauer, I was like, this seems too. It almost felt like it was trying too hard. Like it was trying too hard to be bad. It was weird. It was a weird experience. I was really disappointed by it though. I thought it was really, really disappointing.
Like, you think that had it gone like further, it had to like up the ante and the silliness that it could have worked?
Yes, I thought it was. I just thought it was unstylized. I thought it was like shot like. It looked like somebody was like about to make a serious movie, and then at the last minute they were like, "Oh yeah, we're making some stupid sci-fi movie," and it didn't seem like it was trying to like
So it was too serious to be taken not seriously, but it was.
No, not at all. I thought it was too unstylized, too plain, too ordinary, and not silly enough.
Well, one thing that did get kind of annoying, having watched the entire film, you can tell how much they were riding off the success of the first one. The amount of celebrity cameos in this movie, just in like the first 5 minutes of the movie when they're on the plane and it's being flown by the guy from Airplane and Will Wheaton's there and he gets killed. It's like that throughout the entire movie. There's so many celebrity cameos and you can tell so much that they're just riding off the success of the last one.
That, I know the movie failed in a serious sense because the whole time I was just thinking, these poor fucking sharks. What the fuck did they do?
They got picked up by a tornado.
They're lifted out of the ocean, and they just fucking plop down, and they just get massacred by these monsters.
What I love, however, about the Sharknado franchise is that without it, we would not have the tagline, "The Science is Sound."
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that was a fan thing that somebody, but you are right. You are absolutely right.
Well, it was
With
like
Shark-a-lanche.
Yeah, Shark Avalanche.
Ice, frozen water, the science is sound.
What was it, like Sharknado or Sharknami because fuck you? No, Sharknami because the T is silent. No, the T is silent but deadly.
Yeah.
And then there's like Sharknado.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Fuck you, that's why.
Let me tell you what pissed me off about Sharknado 2 more than anything. Before they released the movie, back when they first announced that they were going to do one shortly after the first one came out and was so successful, they did this thing on Sci-Fi Channel where they re-aired the first movie and they took live tweets from the people and they asked the people to send in suggestions for what the movie should be called and that they would use the best one. And there were so many entries that were way better than Sharknado 2, the second one. My personal favorite being Sharknado 2, The Wrath of Shaka Khan.
I think they avoided that for legal
which
reasons.
Which is both a reference to Wrath of Khan and to the singer Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan, exactly.
There were just so many better ones than that.
Yeah, Yeah.
I personally prefer Sharknado 2, the Sharkening.
Yeah, they should have used that. Fuck yeah, they should have used that.
Maybe someone on Twitter just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna suggest the second one." And they're like, you know what? It's so stupid, it just might work.
One of my ideas was Sharknado 2, Sharknado Does Manhattan.
Sharknado Electric Blue.
Sharknado 2, Too Shark, Too Deadly.
Too Shark, Too NATO.
Now
I'm waiting for the porno spoof, Sharknado Does Dallas. Huh?
No, the Sharknado porno spoof has the same name as the fucking real movie.
Oh, is it really? Is there already one? I was making that up.
I was making a joke. I don't know.
Damn it, Bill, tell me. I will track it down.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. But Andres, let's move on past this.
So moving on into let's see, what month is this? It is we're still it's in August, and we have the second Marvel movie, which was a complete gamble on their part, but it turned out to be an incredible success, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which I did not see for a painfully long amount of time until it came out on video to rent.
Yeah. You just watched it, ironically, and then we had a conversation about it, and it was kind of important to something we were planning.
Yeah, a few weekends ago. No, it was last weekend actually. I wound up seeing it. What a fun fucking movie.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's like
I loved it, yeah.
It's interesting how like such a risk this is because like they kind of the same thing with like not many people knew who Thor or Iron Man was, but those characters did have somewhat of a following.
They were still names.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, Marvel fans didn't even know who they were.
Like, at this point...
I knew who they were, but,
I just knew... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't know a lot about them. I knew there was a raccoon and a tree man, and that was about it.
Yeah, I knew Rocket Raccoon from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I remember the Guardians of the Galaxy from their appearance in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, I didn't see that until after they announced the movie.
It's weird that I didn't know much about Guardians of the Galaxy before seeing this movie, because one of the things about the Marvel Universe that always fascinates me is all the cosmic stuff. I'm a big fan of, Silver Surfer and Galactus, and one of the things that impressed me about this movie is how much of that lore that they actually packed in with the Celestials and the Nova Corps and all that other crap. The Collector, right down to the cameo by Howard the Duck at the end.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like at this point, Marvel is now so confident that they feel like they can just put anything out on the market, and they are super confident that it will sell. It's like
which is a great thing, but it could also be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3 being the example.
Yeah, is that. They might start taking... Well, Iron Man 3... As much as I have problems with Iron Man 3 holds up better upon a second viewing. And more than that, that movie takes a lot of risks. The thing that I'm worried about is more so that they're like, oh, we have a formula now. Let's just plug in. That's my big concern.
And, that's one thing... The villain in Guardians felt like he might have just been plugged in.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like,
the bigger threat of the movie is Thanos, obviously, but still, you got to have Ronan the Accuser.
But it's also more about their relationship than it is about.
Yeah, that's really what saves it.
Plot.
That's really what saves it.
That's why it's not really a big deal. But it's also like you've got frickin' Nebula, which is a way better villain.
It's similar to when me and Adam recently reviewed Wrath of Daimajin. One of the things I complained about was the villain in that movie being a little two-dimensional, but it's not a problem in that film either because he's not the focus. And I feel like that's what's going on here. But at the same time, I would have liked Ronan to be a little bit more interesting,
Yeah. I like his motivations, though.
Didn't he have the exact same motivation as the villain from Thor 2? He just wants revenge or something for his people?
No. Well, Ronan's whole thing that
Malekith
I like...
was done better in Thor 2. Malekith's the best part of that movie, if you ask me.
But the thing I liked about Ronan was this idea of my people made peace, so as a renegade, I don't want peace, I want us to keep conquering. I think Malekith is more of, our people got locked away, and now I want revenge.
Malekith's whole thing is, he wants to destroy the universe so that it will all be dark again.
Right.
Basically Davros from Journey's End.
Right. That's what I like about. That's the thing I like about Ronan is this idea of my people have betrayed my family line, and I am a warrior. I will never make peace, so I'm going to keep fighting and keep killing my enemies. So, That's what I liked about. I still thought he was super generic.
Let me ask you guys this: we got Avengers 2 coming up, and then after that we'll be entering Phase 3. What do you want to see out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? One thing that I want is MODOK.
MODOK.
I've always
MODOK.
They have the rights to him, right?
I've always pronounced it MODOK. I don't know.
Sure, I'd like to. I think, especially after Guardians, I think they can kind of. I think the thing that they can get away with, where do anything and it won't be a problem, is, well, depending, of course. There is, of course, an extreme to this of just take the stuff from the page, what it looks like, and put it on the screen. Like Doctor Strange's costume, please just keep it exactly as it is in the movie. I mean, the comics. I love that costume.
Yeah.
Blue shirt, yellow gloves, red cape, black pants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got this classic thing going on about. Didn't they cast Cumberbatch?
Yeah,
they did.
I really hope he grows the appropriate facial hair.
Even if he doesn't, dude, he's gonna be amazing.
No,
He's fucking Cumberbatch. Who cares?
Does it look like Doctor Strange with a fucking... anyway.
He looks a little bit like... He has to gain a little weight, I think, actually. I know that sounds weird, but I think he has to gain a little weight. He looks a little bit too slender to
oh
be
my
Doctor
god,
Strange.
somebody photoshopped him into the Doctor Strange costume with the goatee, and it looks awesome. Actually, I don't think that's Photoshop. I think it's actually drawn really well.
I hope he keeps his accent, too. Because Doctor Strange is American.
Uh-huh.
So I hope they make him... I mean, I know that'll be like, oh, people, it's not like the comics. But it'll be like, well, where he comes from isn't so much as important as where he is now.
I think it would be cool. There's this moment in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf gets mad and like his voice changes and gets all deep and echoey. It'd be really cool if Doctor Strange could do that. Like he's talking like normal Cumberbatch, then all of a sudden he gets mad at something and he turns into fucking Smaug.
That'd be cool.
Or a Schmaug.
Never make fun of a dragon in person, motherfucker.
He can do a decent American accent.
What did he do one of those in?
He did it on the Graham Norton show, which he's on constantly. And he did a decent one. The problem is, like, he kind of did the thing that a lot of foreign comedians and actors do. It's like they try to do that, like, vaguely, like, mix between Southern and kind of Eastern accent where it's like, hello, everybody. They almost like a John Wayne impression. Like, hello, Pilgrim, we gotta get back on the trail. Kind of like that. They kind of do it like that. And it sounds too dramatic. You know what I mean? It sounds too over the top. So I kind of hope he keeps his accent.
Here's another thing I'll say. DC, you gotta catch up, man. Marvel's way ahead of you. I mean, I know they've been way ahead of you for a few years now. This isn't a surprise.
You know what, though?
But, like,
to be honest,
they're whooping your ass.
I kind of like what Joss Whedon said about it, though, where he was asked, do you think DC has to catch up? And he goes, you know, man, they're doing something different. Let them be different. He pointed, like, The Dark Knight's a brilliant movie, and if they want to make everything like that, then more power to them. Just let them do their own thing.
But you can't,
let them do what they think is right with their characters, and if it's...
But you can't go the Dark Knight route with every superhero. They tried that...
No, of course not, but it's just like...
They tried that with Man of Steel, and there were mixed results.
I think that the point is more so that if they try to just copy what Marvel did, that's going to be no better than if they just stay the course that they're on. I think they need to kind of find their own way. You know what I mean? Just kind of like, look at their and they're not going to do this, so I say this knowing they're not going to do this. They need to look at their characters and go, what can we do in terms of a shared universe or whatever we want to do that will make our characters be the best versions of them that they can be.
I mean, they do brilliant stuff all the time with their animated shit. I don't know why they can't just transfer that thinking over.
I mean, I've heard people go like, well, I want Bruce Timm to be the head of DC Cinematic Universe, and I would like that too. I've said this before, but here's what I think the problem with the DC Cinematic Universe is in terms of, on a sheer Inception level, if you get my pun, is that they're like, Chris Nolan, can you head the DC Cinematic Universe? And he's like, I guess. And they went to a guy who didn't really have a distinctive vision for a Justice League universe, for a universe where Green Lantern and Batman and Aquaman all exist on the same world. And what that leads to is you've got a guy who did good work with one character, and they're then trying to extend that to a whole universe. And he doesn't. I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just the cards he's been dealt. Is just he's trying to do the best he can while not having his own personal idea. And that's the mistake. That's where the mistake lies for what they're doing. And again, of course, we'll see what happens in Batman v Superman, but I think that's the problem. That's why I think a lot of people do have a problem with the way they're doing it, is that it doesn't seem like they're doing it just because they want to benefit their characters. It just kind of seems like, well, Marvel's doing it, so we have to do it. So that's where I think it lies. But anyway, in terms of Marvel Phase 3 things I want to see, I mean, I still want another solo Hulk movie, even though Marvel just finished saying, yeah, we're probably not doing that.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I don't understand what the rationale behind that is.
I mean, they set up the leader, and I would love...
It has something to do with a possible Planet Hulk movie.
Yeah, but that's a solo Hulk movie. That'd be great. But didn't they say they're not doing that?
Well, not like kind of how like they're milking it with Thor and Iron Man and Captain America, like, you know, installment after installment. I think they're building up to that Planet Hulk idea.
Well, what I read is not so much Planet Hulk as much as Hulk might pop up in the next Guardians movie.
If they do Planet Hulk, that would be really interesting. But my problem is they set up the leader in the last movie, and I really want to.
I want that.
There's so many more stories to tell with the Hulk, and nobody is going to do it because they can't get away from the TV show. Nobody's ever going to do Peter David's Hulk run properly. Ang Lee, say what you want about that movie, but he tried to be more. He tried to dip into the best Hulk source material, and I mean, the movie's not that great, but at least he tried.
Yeah, I like how he tried to go for that sort of nice psychological stuff that you can do with Hulk.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I love the Hulk TV show. It's one of my favorite TV series of all time. But we got to get away from it. We have to start going more to the comics and making it a little bit more like that, just to give it some legs. You know what I mean? But I'm really pumped about Black Panther personally. I'm really excited about that. I love that character.
Have they cast Black Panther?
Yeah,
I forgot the guy's name.
It was the actor who played James Brown and
Chadwick Boseman.
That's it. Yeah. Really excited about that.
Chadwick Boseman.
I think didn't he also play Martin Luther King Jr. or Nelson Mandela?
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those.
I know he played two famous African Americans in history. So let's see. Moving onwards,
how many more do we have?
Let's see. We have 4 more, but I'll rush through them. So
let's just take the highlights because we're really far.
Ebola virus outbreak in the United States. Everyone's freaking out, even though only like 4 Ebola! Even though only 4 people.
Fucking woo!
Even though only 4 people were had contracted the virus.
There is one thing
Ebola?
There is one thing good that came out of the Ebola thing, and that is
really?
The Ebola condom. That was hilarious.
I personally was very fond of the Halloween costume, the sexy Ebola nurse.
There was a guy at our school who dressed up as an Ebola doctor.
I thought that was a nice addition to the Halloween wheelhouse, the sexy Ebola nurse.
I just gotta say, there was this story where at my sister's college, there was a kid. There was someone who I guess didn't want to take a test or an exam, so she said she's in the hospital because she may have had contracted Ebola. And then there was a section of the college my sister's college that was quarantined, and my sister had to couldn't take her. I guess her class was canceled for the day. Turns out that girl was lying, and then I don't know what happened to her. I just thought that, man, so many people are like upset at her, and I don't know, probably gonna lawsuit. I think there might be gonna be. I think there were like some talks about lawsuits or something. It's just like, wow, man.
Well, my Ebola story was. There was earlier in this year where me and Bill wound up skipping 2 episodes of DFOS because we were both sick during that time period. And when I dealt with my sickness, I went to the doctor, of course. And, of course, there was that split second sitting in the waiting room when I thought, oh, God, what if I have Ebola? And then there was the immediate second after where I was like, that's fucking stupid.
Well, my whole thing, I mean, just to be as delicate as possible, did you have butt problems?
No.
I did.
Bill had
That's why
Bill had a lot more reason to fear the Ebola. He even lived like near where an outbreak had happened.
Well, no, one guy, hashtag Ebola 2014. A guy got in a taxi and went bowling when he got Ebola in Manhattan. So, not so much a great chance, but I was sick. I was really, really sick. I don't know. I still don't know what I had. But I did have the butt problems. So there was a moment where I was like, "Holy shit! Did I contract Ebola?"
Hashtag butt problems.
So let's see. Yeah, it was really a lot of people made a huge fuss over it. I personally don't think it was as big of a problem as people made it out to be.
No, because what people fail to realize is that something that spreads that quickly in West Africa isn't necessarily going to spread that quickly here because, we have a healthcare infrastructure. And, I mean, it did a pretty shitty job of stopping those few cases that happened, but, we're all alive.
That was more personal incompetence than anything, but it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And
it's like people were treating it as if it was like the disease from the end of Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, everybody freaked out, and it's like, everybody chill out.
No, there was like people were freaking out on like end of the Bible, like Revelation scale. I'm like, we're not all going to get wiped out by Ebola. I'm saying.
Cats and dogs living together.
That's hysteria.
Go on to the next story.
Okay, next up is the numerous amounts of abuse charges against Bill Cosby. So while there was many celebrity deaths this year, we had the death of a celebrity's career in this case.
You also had that earlier in the year. Wasn't this the year of Paula Deen?
Oh yeah, the racist comment.
No, that was last year.
And the not so shocking comments by the Duck Dynasty guy.
Yeah.
No, those were about 2013.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So in December 19th, as of December 19th, 2014, there have been 20 women who have publicly accused Cosby of sexual assaults.
Some of these stories are fucked up too.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
you've listened to Hollywood Babylon, Bill. So you know the story of Lou Ferrigno's wife.
Yeah. Well, wait, is she the one who went to his house? Again, this is all allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I won't really get too much into it, but as much as I don't really like Bill Cosby, I don't really like him. I respect him, but I don't like him. I honestly don't believe in 90% of these people coming out and saying he did. I don't believe half of them. I mean, it's like, what is it? It's like let's come out with all these old black people that raped us. I mean, first there was Herman Cain, now it's fucking Bill Cosby. I mean, fuck, racist people, God.
Well, based on the sheer volume of people that are reporting, I'm sure there's a likeliness that some of them might be true, but I feel like a lot of them aren't.
I think a lot of them are exaggerated. I think a lot of them are, perhaps, and again, this is all speaking theoretically, any lawyers who may be listening, there may be some exaggeration and some kind of inferring going on based on personal experience. I don't know. I don't know the dude. I think he's kind of an asshole anyway based on the interviews I've seen him in. So I'm not even. I kind of went into this with a bias of not really liking Bill Cosby. So when all this shit started, so I was kind of more quickly to be like, yeah, fuck him, because he is kind of an arrogant prick. But anyway, but that story about Lou Ferrigno's, was she the one who went to his house and he went to give her a cappuccino and? No,
that was one of the. That was an African American model. She was like.
That was Janet.
Yeah. She was the first African American model to be on the cover of Variety, was it? Or it was like a really magazine of some like model magazine or something. But she was like very well known and very well respected in the modeling community. I think during the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, it's rough, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah,
something's going to have to happen.
It'd be interesting to see how this will all play out in the end.
I mean, listen, it was so long ago that nothing definitive is ever going to be. It's going to be like the Michael Jackson thing all over again.
I just can't wait for the episode of SVU that's going to be inspired by this. It's going to be a good one.
Here's the ultimate. Nobody's ever going to figure out whether or not any of these stories are exact. Maybe some of them, but it's never going to be definitive. Like, oh, he did it. Ooh, he's going to go to jail. It's not going to happen. it's like it's going to be the Michael Jackson thing. It's going to blow over. Everybody's going to forget about it. But here's the ultimate, payoff of all this. This dude is never going to be able to live it down.
No.
That's the ultimate place where this comes to, and that's where a lot of the jokes lie, and all the and the major point is that he will never be able to live this down.
They made fun of this brilliantly in South Park.
Even like with Michael Jackson, even after he was acquitted, he was found not guilty. That thing still continued to haunt him.
Yeah, everybody hated.
Continued making jokes about him till the very end, related to the child abuse stuff.
Everybody kept joking about it and kept treating him like he had actually done it until he died, and then everybody acted like they had loved him the whole time and never ever said a bad thing.
Not everyone. I remember a friend of mine when this happened actually uttered the line, the birthday present that I got was that Michael Jackson died on my birthday, and I was like, that's fucked up.
Fuck you.
How you feel about him? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But anyway, this. It's a tricky situation, but let's move on.
Okay, so moving on to our final story. It's like a 2-for-1 story because one is directly related to this one. Which
coupon?
What? Yeah, 2-for-1 coupon brought to you by North Korea. Terrorism is just.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I was wondering when this was going to come up. All right.
Which is the infamous Sony leak where. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed or not.
A ton of shit happened.
Shit happened where a lot of
shit got real.
I know exactly what happened because I've been following it religiously for the past.
I'm sure you were involved.
Okay, how about you take over the reins, David?
Well, last month, Sony got hacked, and these hackers who call themselves the Guardians of Peace, they unleashed a bunch of information from a variety of formats, and what I mean by that is personal information, what was it called? Social security numbers for certain celebrities. Yes, stuff like that. How much executives are getting paid, plans for future movies, and
wasn't there a leaked script for Spectre?
It's out there somewhere, and I'm trying hard to find it, but a lot of information was released about the future of Spider-Man and apparently they're filming Spectre, but with a third act that is currently being rewritten, which is usually a bad sign. It's considering that movies that are usually rewritten on the spot while filming never end up being good.
Is Christoph Waltz going to be Blofeld?
Nobody knows yet. We don't even know if Blofeld's in it.
Well, I really Christoph Waltz would be a great Blofeld.
In emails, they reference his character as Blofeld, but the script doesn't reference him as Blofeld at all.
I don't want to know anything.
But I doubt he's playing Blofeld because apparently I don't know if I should tell you this because I don't know if they're going to keep it in the script or not because it's part of the. It's an element of the third act that Sony's not satisfied with, and they're going to change. They want to change it. Mm-hmm. So no.
Gorzard, if you find this script, let me know because I'm debating whether or not I want to read it.
Oh, I'm going to read it anyway. Actually, never mind. I'm going to read it anyway. But okay, and as the leaks progressed, initially they thought it was North Korea because they made a lot of references to the interview. That movie with Seth Rogen and
James Franco.
And as the more the leaks progressed, it started to seem more likely that it was North Korea. And of course, then they had this thing where, they kind of warned theater owners that if any theater chain shows the movie, they're gonna retaliate with a 9/11 style attack. Well, they didn't say that exactly, but they said, remember September 11th or something like that. And so that caused a chain reaction. All major theater chains decided not to show the interview.
Right.
And so this caused a major criticism from celebrities and whatnot. People saying, Sony pushed out. And personally, I think Sony made the responsible decision whether it's right or wrong, it's up to debate, but I think it was the more responsible decision because these people who are saying, oh, they pussed out or something, these people they don't own a theater. And lawsuits are not going to come at them when people start getting blown up. But
the thing that I heard was that North Korea was not responsible.
Yeah. I'm about to lead into that.
Supposedly the North Korean government claims that they don't have nothing to do with it. Yet the people who did do the hack, they claim they are affiliated with North Korea. So either it's not really North Korea, or it's like an independent group, sort of, kind of, maybe. North Korea.
Initially the U.S. government came out and said, you know what? Yeah, it actually was the North Koreans. They had like a little bit of evidence because some of the hacking system kind of originated from some sort of North Korea encryption code. So they just, I assume they just made an assumption that, oh, well, it's North Korean, so it must be the North Koreans. But now North Korea is coming out saying, hey, bro, we didn't do this. And if you, if you reject our request for a joint investigation, we're going to fuck shit up. And apparently, so now they're planning to work together to find the actual culprits. And apparently the U.S. government is requesting the help of the Chinese to see if they can rework this security defense so this doesn't happen in the future.
The thing I think is that the Chinese are almost involved in it, to be honest. I really honestly think that.
So now imagine like this is like some sort of like 80s like Jackie Chan action film where he's sent on a mission to infiltrate the hackers.
Hell yeah! Oh my God, we need
the dragon interview.
We need to make this into a movie now. Well, here's the thing: when I found out that they were pulling the interview, and I was pissed because I really wanted to see it.
I was really interested to see it, yeah.
And
yeah,
I was talking to Kyle Nover, and Kyle Nover was like, "You know what? We should make our own version. Fuck that version. Let's make our own." And I said, "Yeah, let's make it 10 times more offensive."
And I think, well, it's like
I was sort of expecting some trouble to get started by this movie, but I didn't expect anything like this.
Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't expect anything like this.
And I think interesting, like one of the emails, the conversations that was leaked was like a bunch of like I guess producers talking about how Kim Jong Un's death in the movie was going to be portrayed. Like I guess it was supposed to be like as gory as possible, but then people were talking. I guess in the emails they were talking about having to tone down the death. Like let's not show as much gore. Let's show him with not all his hair being burned off. And there was actually a clip of Kim Jong Un's death that was leaked. Yeah, and I just posted a link to his death scene, and his face gets covered in fire before his head explodes.
Did the North Koreans cause any trouble when Team America came out? Because they really should have.
Also, it's really funny. Like, there was a theater in Texas called the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin.
Yeah,
Texas.
This story.
Yeah, because Sony eventually pulled the plug on the Interview's Christmas Day release. The Alamo Drafthouse decided to showcase Team America: World Police, but then Paramount came and said, "No, you can't do that. You can't show our movie."
Yeah. The Paramount thing is more like, well, what the fuck? It's on Netflix. Are they going to bomb Netflix?
You can't bomb Netflix, man. It's a website.
Yeah, it's like, what?
You're going to hack Netflix.
Listen, it's a complicated situation. I'm not even going to pretend that I know anything about it. But I still think that there's a level of, it doesn't seem like it even had to go this far. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know. It kind of pisses. The ultimate thing that pisses me off is like, the people who made that movie, that put all the work into it, no one's going to be able to see their efforts, at least until it gets leaked online, which is inevitable. Everybody's just on watch for when that movie gets leaked online.
Here's the thing that really pisses me.
The thing that pisses me off about this is that they've chickened out and they're not even letting it get released. Period.
It's like,
period.
VOD?
They're not letting it get released. Period.
And
I was like, at least send it to DVD, because I would fucking buy this kind of movie in a fucking heartbeat.
I don't understand it.
Well, it's like there was a similar thing that pissed me off when Comedy Central pussed out and bleeped out the word Muhammad in that episode of South Park. I was okay.
Yeah.
I was actually
okay.
thinking something similar.
I was okay with them doing that when they aired it on TV, but then when they released the DVD and it was still bleeped on the DVD, I was like, look, I can understand bleeping it on television because anybody could watch it, but if I buy a DVD, I know what I'm getting myself into, presumably. So that kind of pissed me off when they bleeped it out on the DVD release. But
yeah,
Here's what pissed me off about the whole thing. After Sony decided to not officially release the interview, the Guardians of Peace responded by saying, "Wise decision. Now remove all your promotion trailers, anything related to the interview."
Yeah,
or
it's going to be
else.
a bit harder to get rid of.
Oh, they're doing it already. They did it already. All social media promotion has been removed, and that just that's going a little bit too far.
That pisses me off.
That's like being a sore winner.
Now they're getting it's like now they're getting fucking bullied around by these fucking hackers. It's like, what the?
But there's one thing that they're not going to be able to stop, and that's word of mouth.
Yeah, I can tell you what. If this movie ever does get released at all, it's going to explode.
And what I don't think they realize
no pun intended, but it's going to explode.
What they don't realize is they've made this movie way more famous than it ever would have been.
Than it ever would have been otherwise. Yes.
If it gets leaked, I mean, listen, Sony. The ultimate reason why Sony didn't release it was not because they were afraid of this fucking hacker group. They were afraid because they wouldn't make their money back. That they thought they would make more money not releasing the movie and getting the insurance claim than they would if they would have released it and it wouldn't have made its money back. That's not a concern anymore. Everybody and their dog knows about this fucking movie. It's like when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. There was that scene in the airport where you went in and you were with a bunch of terrorists and you were shooting out the airport.
Yeah,
that controversy. That game was the highest selling game of all time for a long time. And a lot of it was because of all the fucking news and media shit that got out because of that scene. So
I remember playing that level on the computer when my parents were out there watching TV, and that level came up and I played it. They freaked the fuck out. I still played it anyways, but
yeah, man, fight the power.
It's like it's bad press, but there is no such thing as bad press.
There is literally Bela Lugosi.
Cosby.
Bela Lugosi. Are you kidding me? He's probably making so much money off of this thing, it's not even funny. Bela Lugosi said it right in Ed Wood. Eddie, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
See,
yep.
It's
all about knowledge and about a stigma.
And it does piss me off. The thing that really pisses me off is that they're not showing it in theaters. It's that they're just not releasing it, period. That's what pisses me off.
It's really weird. It's like there's been way more offensive movies that have been made. Like, what about that freaking zombie Osama bin Laden movie? It's like...
oh, God.
What was it? Like, zombie...
Whatever it was. But it's like... It's like everybody's acting like this is the first time something like this has happened. What about when Charlie Chaplin released The Great Dictator?
Mm-hmm.
I loved somebody made a comparison to that. I was like, look at Charlie Chaplin's The Great Dictator and how ballsy the American studio was at releasing that. And then compare that to fucking Sony.
Of course, I don't think there was much of a fear of terrorist attacks at the time.
Yeah, because, nukes were not invented back then.
Well, technically,
good old post 9/11 America.
You can't say that, Dylan, because look what the Nazis were doing.
Yeah, but they weren't like sending over attacks on America.
The people are so paranoid in this good old post 9/11 America that we live in. It's insane.
But here's the other thing: when Captain America was first created, it was before the United States entered World War II, and there was a pro-Nazi idea in America at the time.
There was.
Yep. The Marvel office building, I mean, it wasn't called Marvel back then.
If I'm not mistaken, Charles Lindbergh was actually down with the Nazis.
So was Walt Disney. Walt Disney gave
we all know about
Walt Disney. Walt Disney gave millions of dollars. No, here's what pissed me off is that apparently the economic teacher down at Five Towns they were watching a video on Henry Ford. And,
yeah, he was pro-Nazi.
And then she said, but he was pro-Nazi, so you shouldn't like him at all. And then, once this video was done, this video was apparently like praising him as like this innovative guy, which he was. He was a complete genius when it came to making money and innovation and shit like that. He was a complete fucking genius. And then all of a sudden she said yes, but he was an ass because of this, that, and he was anti-Semitic, and therefore you shouldn't like him at all. And I was like, then in this case, then you shouldn't like Walt Disney, Charles Lindbergh, you shouldn't like you shouldn't like half of fucking Hollywood. You shouldn't like half of Washington at the time. You shouldn't like anyone, really, if this is the only reason.
It's once you dig up something, because it's like we have all these. It's like George Washington had slaves. You know what I mean? It's like it's all about perspective. But anyway, we've spent a lot of time on this, and we're really deep in. We have a big announcement to get to, so let's wrap this up.
Yeah. So yeah, that we have come to the end of the 2014 year in review retrospective.
Grace, were you going to talk about all the kaiju shit this year? Big year for kaiju movies.
I did. Well, not a year for kaiju movies. I mean, we did had Godzilla, the 2014 movie. We had the PS3 game in Japan. We've had G-Fest. We've had Battle Royale, directed by Billy DeBose, and also starring Jacob Baker.
Well, I'll just sum it up basically. The reason this is a good year for kaiju movies, this was sort of the year of Godzilla anyway, is that we're seeing a revitalization of the genre with all these announcements we've had of all these movies that are coming out. You got the Power Rangers movie, you got that Ultraman thing people are talking about, the Gamera reboot is still coming, Toho's recent announcement.
Supposedly.
Toho's recent announcement about doing a new Godzilla movie.
Kong Skull Island.
Skull Island coming. So the genre has been revitalized recently, and we're seeing a lot of properties going to be coming out very soon, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
We called it. Me and Dylan called it.
Yes, the Kaiju Sans is approaching.
I'm happy. It's a good time to be a giant monster fan.
Yeah. And for anyone who complains like, there's too many giant monster movies now, fuck you. We've been waiting 10 years.
Wait till we get into a drought again.
10 years for this.
Yeah. But
you want to do that?
When's the last good giant monster movie before all this shit happened? Kong? That was it?
Cloverfield? I don't know.
Yeah,
that depends.
Cloverfield, yeah.
Let's see.
That's about it.
I say Gahara, but Gahara was more of a short than it was a movie.
No, I think we mean big budget.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm not counting.
I guess Ultraman, but then Ultraman is more superhero. I don't know. Like, what would you guys?
Ultraman came out at the same time as Final Wars.
Well,
but there have been Ultraman movies made consistently on a yearly basis for since 2009, I think.
Well, when I say the words, when's the last time we got one? I mean America.
Yeah, true.
Oh, it's been a drought in America for sure. When did The Mist come out?
2007.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
That was a year before Cloverfield.
Now, I'm hugely into H.P. Lovecraft right now, and that movie is a big love letter to Lovecraft. So I love that movie.
Well, it's technically a Stephen King thing.
No, I know, but he wrote the story as a tribute to Lovecraft.
Yes,
but that's why I like it.
Okay.
He has a very
the whole dimension thing is kind of that's what Lovecraft stuff is all about. Good movie, but let's bounce off this, shall we? Because we have a big, enormous announcement.
Bill is gay, everyone.
Yes,
Bill is fat.
Is that really an announcement at this point?
Oh, fuck you guys. So let me get to this. So we have a big announcement.
The Hobbit
and we have known about this for a while, for a couple months now. We've been waiting for the proper opportunity.
Hold on, we need to have like that bomb, but
The Sons of Serizawa are going to have a live panel podcast at G-Fest 2015.
Now, we don't really have all the details yet on that, do we?
Now, I say that, and I've talked to our proper contacts today, and it is a go. We have the room. We have it's official. It was put in early enough where it's a permanent part of the schedule. We're not going to get bumped around or anything. So it looks pretty solid that we're going to be at G-Fest and do a live podcast. Which
perfect
is
opportunity to make an ass of myself.
that was my response. Was we're going to look like total dicks. No, but there's a lot to get through with this, so let's just kind of knock it out.
The audience is just going to be filled with 2 or 3 people.
It's just going to be chickens.
It's just going to be chickens in the audience.
Like the Muppet Show.
I know there were
chickens and a bunch of pissed off spiders that we think that they're horrible.
I know there were some people on.
Are you that Bill guy? Oh shit, they know.
I know there are some people over on Toho Nation that follow our work that would really like to go to G-Fest. Well, here's another reason.
Well, hang on. Let's just knock.
Yeah, you get to see my sexy ass.
Well, here's the thing. We got a smaller room. Talk to our contact, who shall remain nameless, per their request, he or she. But thank you anyway to that person. And we requested a smaller room because, listen, we love and appreciate all of our fans out there, all of our listeners. We wouldn't be doing this without you guys, but our audience is not ballroom level, especially because it's like we have a fairly large audience online, but then it's a matter of they then have to pay to go to G-Fest.
Yeah.
And that's
right. I mean, of all the, realistically looking, like of all the people who we saw at G-Fest, only 2 of them knew who we were.
Yeah, so
I think most
it's a
of the
matter
people
of
that come
practicality, and a matter of we don't want to be playing to a half-empty room, and a matter of all that stuff. So we're going to play a smaller room. We're going to play a 20 or 30 seater, which is still pretty big in my estimation.
I think most of the people that show up are going to be out of curiosity, honestly.
Well, that's the
we
thing.
are Serizawas. We make fart, sex, and poop jokes all the fucking time.
But
well,
we won't do it here
another...
because this is a family-friendly.
Well, let me get through all this. We have the 20 to 30 room. We don't know. We have no idea what day or time it's going to be. That's still to come. The schedule is still yet to be written, so I'm going to get that soon. And as soon as I get it, we'll talk about it on the podcast, and you guys can make your plans. But here's the thing, and this is kind of the bitch of it all. Again, this is all fantastic, and it's absolutely. Do we even have to say how amazing this is that we're going to do a live podcast?
The fact that we are now part of the very community, contributing to the very community that has given us so much entertainment.
Those are some mighty strong words there, Andres.
Needless to say, we made quite the splash last year. No.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be amazing.
And once again, Adam Noyce feels left out.
You'll be there this time.
You'll be there. Man. You'll meet all those peeps. We got peeps now, man. Peeps.
I don't know. It all comes down to money.
Well, here's the thing. We don't have all the exact details yet. Again, time, day. We don't know exactly what room it is. I know the general location. It's going to be in downstairs. I think it's called the Kennedy Wing.
Probably.
I think that's what it's
called. Oh, just like Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, that's so wow.
I might.
It's a bunch of smaller rooms, and we'll be in one of those. We don't have the exact program laid out for what exactly is going to be on the podcast, but we are going to be doing a more tight version of the podcast. Here's kind of the bitch of the whole thing. As awesome as it is, and as amazing as it is, G-Fest is a family-friendly venue.
Yeah.
We can do that.
And we were informed that we wouldn't be able to curse, and I was like, that might be a problem.
Shit.
Bill, I'm looking at Kennedy. I have my map from last year. Yeah, it's definitely a smaller room. Hey, I was expecting to be in a broom closet, though, so this is a pretty good size, huh?
It's basically that.
Share the link. I want to see it.
Remember that?
No, I'm looking at a physical copy of my map from last year.
Remember that?
Picture.
I'm going in analog.
Gonna have to do it. Yeah,
like there's. I remember we went to the a panel where this one person was pretty much discussing how music affects certain scenes in Godzilla films, and it was a very small room.
It looks like it might actually be that room, honestly.
I think that's
Well,
that's the room I was thinking of when I told our contact that information.
Yeah, kind of like an average classroom size room.
Well, it's like, listen. I would like to think, in a perfect world, that this show is not completely defined by the cursing.
Yes, it is. It totally is.
That's the problem, though. But listen, we're not though. We're smart guys. We can work something out. So it'll be a more. My idea is kind of. It will be the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we do week to week on the podcast, but it'll also be tighter. The thing that I think will be cool about it is it'll be it'll be more of a performance. We'll be performing for an audience. We'll be doing more active things. It won't just be us talking. We're definitely gonna do a brief Q&A. We've also talked about, and again, I won't give details yet because we don't know all the details ourselves yet. We have mentioned maybe doing interviews of people who were at the convention, bringing them on for 5 or 10 minutes. We have a couple of activities planned based around that. So it's going to be active. It's not just going to be the 5 of us up there going, oh, so you guys know how tall the 2003 Godzilla is.
I actually thought that's what we were going to do in the first place.
Can that be? Because that sounds pretty funny.
Listen, it's going to be good. I promise that we're going to plan it out, and it'll be great. And here's why I say that. If you're a fan of SOS, and you have ever thought to maybe go to G-Fest, please, for the love of God, go, and then come to our panel. And I say that because we really want to make a good impression on the people, on the good folks running the convention this year. That's why we're going to be really strict with the no cursing and kind of keep it all ages, because we want to come back.
Also, we're gonna have a bunch of our fans just go up there and just start quoting our most horrible things. You say like "fuck her right in the pussy."
Also, fuck her right in the pussy.
Also, it's always great, and I know this only happened to us twice the last time, but it's always great to meet a fan, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you're going, if you have thought of going, please, do your best to come, and we'd love to meet everybody, and we'd love to interact with our listeners and everything. So, it's going to be, I promise you, it'll be a good show. I absolutely promise it. And we're going to do our best to make it even better than that. So we're going to be at G-Fest this coming year with a live podcast. And, of course, we're going to record it ourselves, and we'll post it at some point, but we're going to save it because, we want to create as much stigma to go as possible. So it's not going to go up right away.
We might as well promote the SOS movie at G-Fest.
That's the plan. That's the plan. We're going to talk more about that. It's going to be great. We're going to do a bunch of the stuff we all love. We obviously can't play Cards Against Humanity.
What? No.
We'll do the news update with Andres Perez. We'll do a bunch of kaiju talk. It'll be great. So it'll kind of be a microcosm of all the stuff, all the best bits of SOS. So it'll be good. I promise. But more information to come on that. But ultimately, I just gotta say thank you to two groups of people. Number one, you four. I never would have imagined that me and a couple of my dopey friends would be on stage performing at G-Fest, and now thanks to the relationships that the four of us have formed, and or the 5 of us rather, including myself.
Okay. I guess it's 4 of you then.
I meant the 5 of us. This thanks, boys. I mean,
you're still on lease, Andres. We haven't made up our mind about you yet.
The community that the 5 of us have built up in the past couple of years has really astounded me, and we've met some great people, and
you've met some great people.
You've met these people too.
Yeah, you met them over the internet.
That's what I meant. But seriously,
that's how you met us. Don't discount the internet. No.
I thank you guys for making all this possible and for making me laugh every 2 weeks. So, thanks,
Bill. Go fuck yourself.
My God, Bill, you think that Andres' new section is one of the best bits?
Fuck you, David. Fuck you.
It's the mainstay of the show. No.
We'll put it that way.
I love your G-Fest. But it's going to be short at G-Fest.
It's a great segment that we all love to ignore.
Oh, that's the thing. You don't know how long we're going to get. I asked for 2 hours, but that's obviously two time slots. So
that's too much, even for us.
We have 20 minutes.
No, we generally do 2-hour sessions, like even after.
Oh no, 2 hours. 2 hours is going to come out, and also there's going to be an intermission. So
yeah,
it's
2 hours of random rants and cussing.
We're going to get to
and poop and pee. Did you listen to those Mad Libs? We can't fill out 2 hours without the dirty stuff.
Remember early on when we first learned that we were going to get a panel, we made that joke how it's like we're going to try to be as clean as we can, but then one of us is just going to go, "This is stupid. I want to talk about vaginas."
Andres, I am convinced that is not actually a joke. I think that is going to happen.
That's immediately going to happen.
No, we're not kidding. That's going to happen.
Except if it's me, I'll scream, "I want to talk about penises."
And you know what? Bill would be happy to oblige on that too. So.
I love good dick talk. Not gonna lie.
Like, I love
so we don't have all the information yet, but we're gonna be there and we're gonna give you a good show. So, but the second group of people I'd like to thank is you guys, the listeners, because again, we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, and we wouldn't have even gotten to have a chance to do this without you guys, without your support, without your fan art, without your love and all your appreciation, and just thank you. I'm really proud of this show and really proud of the way that the response that we've gotten. So thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to you boys, and just Happy New Year to everybody. It's been a great year. We've gotten a lot done, and good things have happened. So I'm gonna cry. No,
I'm scared.
Thanks to everybody, and it's gonna be good. I'm really excited. 2015 is gonna be a great year, not just because of that, but for all the other shit too. So it's gonna be a great year.
We've come so far, between like 2013 and 2014, and feel like it can only go high. There's nowhere to go but up from here on out.
We've legitimately come so far since the first days of SOS, but yet we've mentally regressed ridiculously.
I still don't. It took me a while to figure out what a coitus is, so
And he still doesn't know what a vulva is.
No.
Presumably, again, because he's never seen one.
Oh wow! Fuck you, Dylan.
You don't even know what it is. That could be a good thing, man. It could be a cancerous tumor for all you know. It's not a cancer.
Listen, it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm done.
Literally 4:30 in the morning.
We gotta wrap this up. But anyway, Happy New Year! Happy
fucking New Year!
Happy fucking! I'm like 5 drinks in.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everybody! Have a great 2015. Be safe out there while you're partying and all that good stuff.
Playing Flappy Bird.
God damn it, David! You killed me.
So until next time, until we meet again in 2015. I'm Bill Worcester, a.k.a. Zazubaar.
I'm playing Flappy Bird.
Damn it, David. Flappy Bird is so 2014.
David, say goodbye. God fuck.
I did. I said fuck off so I can play Flappy Bird.
David.
I'm Adam Nice from Adam Nice.
Mighty close.
And I'm Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been.
And the science has been sound.
Fuck!
For 2013 and 2014. Until next time, I'm Bill Worcester. Have a good night, everyone. I fucking hate you guys.